hello and good evening, because I gotta unmute desktop audio so they can hear the rest of you guys, but they can hear me, and that's all that matters, honestly.
I'm very big on this screen.
Yeah, you are. God damn it, Alex.
Blame that on me, dog.
Luke's so big. He's got that big rogue energy.
There we go. You're shrunk back down. But while I'm fixing that, I'm gonna keep talking. Good evening, everybody. We're here with Hard Knock Dice for yet another evening of some Dungeons and Dragons. Hopefully to not murder our party. Apparently there's some concern over this matter, but that's okay. It do be like that sometimes. But yeah, so we are here this evening, and just run through some quick announcements before we get into the combat, which we basically ended with last session. But we are still doing our charity drive for Extra Life, benefiting children's hospitals across the continental United States, or continental North America, as well as including the United States. Our specific beneficiary is the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. Y'all's cameras are going crazy, so I'm just trying to finish talking and then I'll fix you guys. But so go ahead and go down below and click on that link and consider donating. We are also, doing some giveaways at certain points as we get along. We're $1,300 in, aiming to get on $3,500. Along the way, we're going to be giving away a digital copy of Tactical Cauldron of Everything, as well as a gaming mouse and gaming keyboard there at the very end at $2,500 and $3,500 respectively. So open up your hearts and your wallets. It's a good cause and it's awesome. And this is where I normally would be preaching out our Kickstarter for Brittany, except that it did get successfully funded. I got that notification today. Yeah. So those Spellbound enamel pins will be coming out. They're going to be coming. I can't recall exactly what the schedule is for that, but it'll be happening, and that's exciting and fun. So those are dope, and hopefully that means she'll get to make even more cool ones based off of other fun and nifty and iconic spells. Maybe we'll get like a Disintegrate pin. That'd be fucking sick. Finger of Death. I don't know. I am partial to spells that do murder, but that may just be me. But yeah, aside from that, I'm gonna take a brief moment to think about fixing people's cameras, because some of them keep fixing themselves and then unfixing themselves. Regardless, I'll try to do a brief recap of where we were last session. Our brave heroes had found themselves down below. Yeah, it is. The real encounter is versus at least Chris's camera, because I don't know if everybody else can see. Chris's camera is doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But our brave heroes had found themselves within the belly of this abbey or monastery of some kind. It had been determined that it had once belonged to a church of Procan, the storm and ocean god of the Grey Hawk setting. But in addition, they had some prisoners. They captured the last of them on their way back when their captain, Balin, insisted they stand down, and met a new friend, a turtle druid by the name of Damu, who had come to the island just because they felt like it. They had heard there were some interesting goings on and had used their shapeshifts to make their way over there and kind of turn themselves in to these two guards to be brought back to the monastery. Uncovering this, they put those guards in chains and proceeded to figure out what they were going to do next. Julian investigating a scuff mark by the wall in the meditation room that he had discovered the session previous, finding a secret door that was opened with that golden circle amulet that he had found on the corpse of the cultist leader.
And it was full of fuzzy bunnies.
Leading, to fuzzy bunnies, and everybody had a good time. It was very stress-free. Actually, a couple of Minotaur skeletons were in there, and before they could get their asses clapped by them, they fell back to the other room to speak to their fellows, himself and Glue. But they came to the determination that the party plus Damu would try to figure out what was going on farther in these caverns, while Ella Conley would take the attempting to reform mercenaries on a quest to murder skeletons down at the Skull Dunes, as the party had suggested that perhaps their sentence would be a bit lighter and not include immediate execution upon their return to Saltmarsh. So, upon doing so, they made their way through past a couple of traps, as well as a room of fake treasure that included a mimic and a couple of suits of animated armor. Doing battle with them and taking a little bit of damage, they then pressed on, finding yet another secret door that appeared to lead to the actual treasure room. However, upon Julian sticking his head in, he noticed a handful of menacing figures, one of which appeared to be an undead priest of Orcus of some kind, as well as some of his other undead minions, one of which being a bit more well-adorned and intelligent appearing. And that is where we're coming off with this session. And Christopher, unfortunately, I'm not sure what I can do for your camera here, my man, aside from just mess with it a little bit and see what happens. But I'm not going to worry about it too much, because everybody will survive. It's going to blink around a little bit. Yep, it'll be fine.
Well, he's doing it in Skype too, so I think it's a bandwidth thing. I don't think it's an OBS
oh,
thing.
is his camera? I didn't see his camera was changing in Skype. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna overlook that. I hope everybody can understand. It do be like that sometimes. So we're gonna hop right into this initiative order, which unfortunately our heroes did not come out on top on, leading us. I know it says it's a lich. Do not freak out. It is not a lich, but that is the that is the model I had to work with. So, Julian, this middle figure here, as you know, you look in and you get you're able to take in the scope of, there's actual treasure here, perhaps. Oh, but there's also enemies. They know you're there. And
Are they enemies though?
perhaps. And as you do so, you're looking at this figure in the middle in his opulent robes to Orcus, and as you do so, its where its eyes would be seem to lock onto yours, and while you can't see any eyes, they're just this deep black caverns. You feel drawn to it, like almost kind of like your vision is zooming in and tunneling in upon them, and I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's start it off, boys.
Good
Yeah,
time.
we go in 0
shit.
to 111. Let's see.
Let's get, also while he's doing that, let's get some actual combat music going. Woo. No library. Ambiance.
Could be worse with my fat +1. So that'll be a 15.
15. All right. Let's get a good old metal 1. Alrighty. So, as you do so, you do unfortunately feel quite unwell. Oops. You are going to take 12 points of necrotic damage as just this burning just rushes through your veins as you're able to yank your gaze away from this figure. But it hurts. But you're not sitting there peering at it any longer, as this thing seems content to maintain its position, but you see one of its decrepit, withered, dried corpse-like arms rise and point to you. Oh, man. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, which is going to bring it to his friend, which is the armored fellow that was beside him, also undead, but unlike him, it does appear to have more humane features. Its mouth is as you would imagine undead's to be. It still has its eyes, except with these burning embers in the place of pupils. And as the one that just seemed to suck out parts of your life force with its gaze alone raises its arm in and gestures towards you, it unslings a longbow and fires 2 arrows off at your person.
Shit. At me?
Yes, sir. You're the only person they can see currently.
I don't have enough HP for them to be doing shit like that.
That first one, however, just ricochets, shattering onto the stones right next to you, like it goes past you and slams into that side. The second shot However, you're able to duck out of the way with a 14 to hit on the second one.
He got them dead arms though, so we good.
Yeah, he didn't do so hot, and he then seems to take a couple of steps forward. Not quite positioning himself. Oh, 5, 10. Actually, he's gonna go 15 and 20, kind of getting a look down this hall and turning ahead to what you can only assume is his master, and just lets out a raspy, "There are more of the vermin." Ending his turn, which brings us to our first of our players of Bart. Bart,
Right.
you haven't seen too much. You heard probably Julian cry out a bit in pain after, almost immediately after looking into this room, immediately followed by 2 arrows skittering past him, one shattering upon the stone of the wall, and you can vaguely see a undead looking figure across from you guys in the hall outside of the room,
Right.
or within the room.
Well, I don't need those guys shooting at my buddies, so I'm rush on in there.
All right.
2, 3. You know what? I don't like that guy shooting things at people. Let's give him some disadvantage by getting all the way up in there.
All right.
And I'm gonna brandish my my knob towards them on the end of my mace and
Sure.
beseech
He's gonna do what now?
Soroli to turn these foul vermin. In turn, they're the vermin here, not us.
All right. And so you're gonna
It's
doing a good old.
super obvious these guys are like crazy undead looking, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, just making sure.
All right.
And so that is a
That's a wisdom saving throw, correct?
correct.
Okay. Okay. That is 1 success with a natural 17. That's a failure. It's another failure. And another failure. Okay. So you see both the figure in front of you as well as the 2 figures that appear to be like armored zombies. Almost, they're not quite just regular. The ones that were flanking on either side of them originally, all immediately go from an aggressive posture immediately into a like leaning backwards and away from you, Bart. Which, if I recall, they have to use their reaction to move, or is it on their turn that they use their action?
I think
to move
it's
away?
on their turn.
Okay.
I can double check for you if you'd like.
Sure. I believe it. I believe that's correct. I just want to make sure. I don't want to rob you of your
Must
ability.
spend its turns trying to move away from you as far as it can.
Okay.
Can use the dash and dodge actions basically once it gets there.
Alrighty. And let me
would-
double check something real quick. Okay. Alright. Okay. We're good. Anything else for your turn?
It's the lich
Air quotes.
one that didn't get turned, right?
Yes, very clearly. It is not shifted at all, and its gaze, if anything, has turned to look kind of towards you.
I'll kind of gesture over my shoulder a little bit, kind of turn towards them and say, "Get the one who seems to be still ready to wreak havoc. Let the other ones do whatever they're doing. We gotta hit this one hard and fast." And that will be my turn.
Okay. You take 5 points of necrotic damage at the end of your turn.
From what?
You don't know. As you stand there, as you enter this room, and as you're standing there for a moment, just burning seems to seep in almost through the plates of your armor, getting in all the nooks and crannies.
Okay. Jeez. There seems to be no source of this whatsoever.
I would roll a
The
perception check.
11 plus 8, I believe.
You're not quite sure.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and then at the end of that, I will grimace because that hurts.
Yep. All right. And so that brings us to these two zombies' turns, who both immediately try to flee you, running basically back into this corner. That is the farthest place from you, and seeming to cower in that corner.
Right. Okay.
Ending that turn, that brings us to Julian. Julian, I would like you to make another Constitution saving throw at the start of your turn.
Slightly better by 2 points at 17.
17. Okay. You just seem to be struggling of just to avert your gaze from the figure that is currently unturned to this priest. And what would you like to do for your turn?
Oh man, I am, as the kids say, in a bad way.
I don't think kids say that. I think old people say that. That's a boomer thing, Cody.
Even boomers say that anymore. This is as medieval kids say, in a bad
Pull
way.
yourself up by your bootstraps there, Cody.
Yep. Yeah, also grimacing at the super not fun amount of Bernie no fun damage. Going to speak in primordial, make a raising motion, causing inky tendrils to leap from the floor, coalescing into the shape of a predatory shadowy spirit.
Oh.
Oh shit.
I was like, I swear to God, if you just AoE off those undead, I would be so
Okay,
mad.
let's see what we're gonna use for your boy. We're gonna use a familiar shape. Where are you conjuring him? I guess place him where you would like. I'll give you control of him.
Nice. That's a fucking cool looking guy there. Holy shit.
Where are you? There you are.
Right there.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you're placing him right in the shit.
Yep.
Okay, you have control of his token, so you can move it as you will.
Cool. I'm trying to remember the name of the thing I was trying to do with it.
I do apologize to the stream. I know I chaotically move the camera. I'm trying to not do it consciously, but it is very difficult habit to break. I'm just constantly panning the camera around.
You said that, and I looked down at the stream on my phone.
And do you see?
Wiggling.
I
Like,
can't.
Ian's having a fucking party over there, dog.
It's a very difficult habit to break. I fidget with my keyboard.
I'm gonna kill my players. I'm gonna kill my players.
And the using the sorrow variant,
Okay.
creatures near it seem to be grasped by tendrils from their own shadows, slowing their speed by 20 feet.
Okay.
We make sure. Yep, I can attack with it on the round that it is summoned.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to do so on Mr. Mick burn everyone with his brain eye power thing.
His brain eye.
Oh god.
I'm
Okay.
glad it's his brain eye and not anything else. Shit. KJ showed up.
I
I don't know what people's fucking problem is on our goddamn street, but they like to haul ass past our house.
Damu's ride just showed up outside, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was just a jet ski. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's bro.
It sounds really loud because we're like right at sea level, being so deep underground right now.
Alright, and the attack roll for the creature is. Where'd it go? Oh shit.
Should
Okay,
be
that's
like your
good.
spell attack, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was my spell attack to bonus. God dang. That will be a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Nice.
Oh shit, I've never used the D12 in this campaign before.
Yeah, fucking like every summon from Tasha's is infinitely better from any summon that existed before Tasha's.
Alright. That is gonna be 7, 10, 13.
13 of what kind of damage?
Cold.
Cold. Okay. All right.
And I am going to shuffle backwards.
Okay.
I can't move anything because it's not my turn in the.
Oh, whoops. How about now?
Get right here.
All right.
Pit trap. Oh
Uh,
Um.
that actually is. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait.
You didn't go through that door previously. You just opened it.
Well, cool. That is a 19 plus. Hold on. Plus 2.
I'm so glad Julian's just like taking all the damage. Like, well, guess I only got to heal one person now.
Okay.
And that's gonna be Julian's first turn. Going, oh god, oh fuck.
Okay. 3. Oh shit. As is tradition, at least one die thrown. 14. You still take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you tripped a wire coming through that door and stones fall from the ceiling, just crashing down into that square. Even as you are able to dart back and avoid most of them, still several slam into your shoulder. You're able to avoid the brunt of it though.
Cool.
Are you conscious?
Nope.
Fuck.
I had exactly 7 hit points.
Oh no. Okay.
So wait, real quick. Which square did the rocks fall in?
He stepped into this square. When he stepped into that square is when they triggered.
Okay, so did he push forward or pull backwards?
Yeah. Did you push farther in? Were you going into here, or did you step back out into the hall where your friends are? I will give you that as you are knocked into unconsciousness, whether you were jumping backwards or leaping forwards to avoid the rocks.
Right.
Leaps forward in the more
The dice
traps.
say backwards.
Backwards. Okay, so back into the hall. You
I
are.
rolled.
You kind of get pushed into this square behind Gloob there as you are leaping backwards, and Gloob, you see these rocks kind of slam into Julian's side as he is moving, and he is unconscious as he hits the ground and does not rise.
Man down. Okay, I look at Damo. Can you fix that?
I believe so.
That funky
As
fresh
they're looking
character
down
just-
with their staff in hand and like vaguely raised where turtle eyebrows would be.
Yeah. Funky fresh and your shadow creature is gone.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh,
Alrighty.
oh shit.
Okay. Is that gonna be it for your turn, Julian?
I've had worse turns, but not many.
That was pretty
it's
bad.
okay, buddy.
I actually had a very similar experience in the Jurassic Park campaign, if it makes you feel any better. I got my summon, it got to shoot once, and then I got fucking whacked. I think I got swallowed, actually. I think I just got bitten, swallowed, and that was it all in one fell swoop. And
Yeah. I
Celestial
cast
gone.
My 5th level spell, and it was gone
Swift
like
Quiver. Yep. It
Should
did
I
do it.
remind you how that one shot ended?
Lots of death.
Concern right now.
Alright. Anywho,
We just gotta
let's
focus.
focus on the positives here, Alex. So
If we can't kill this guy in 10 rounds, we're fucked anyway.
that ouch. That brings us to Gloob's turn.
All right, talking to Damo. All right, we'll get to fixing. And then I'm gonna duck by Jakob here. I'm gonna look in here, and I didn't see the room when Bart called that out. I'm going to if it's all right with you, and you want to set a DC on making a perception check.
Just just make a quick perception check. Like this
Okay.
is you've seen Turn Undead before. This is not particularly hard.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
Yeah.
13 plus 4 for a
Yeah,
17.
that makes it. You see a familiar sight of a couple of those zombies that have clearly turned and are cowering in that corner, and you see a figure directly in front of good gracious, of Bart with a bow that is currently recoiling from him physically.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
25.
That's my movement speed.
Yeah, that puts you in the square adjacent to this figure.
Okay. And I'm gonna rapier this guy on up. I'm gonna draw the sword and night feller, and shoot him.
All right.
Try to stab him.
All right, make an attack roll for me.
All right, yeah, it's a straight roll. It's cocked. Not great. It's a 15 hit.
Say 15, and 15 just hits.
Let's go. All right. So with swashbuckler, sneak attack on him, right?
Yes, sir.
And I didn't say any poison, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Not bad. 7, 10, 12 plus 1 more d6. 14 plus 5 for a total of 19 piercing damage.
19 piercing damage. All right.
Yep.
As you kind of whip out your rapier and lunge forward, you land a solid hit. Though it doesn't feel like there's as much resistance as you would normally expect against a figure, but you whip it back out, and there's definitely a hole in his ornate robes, or its ornate robes.
Okay. Does it? I don't want to be metagaming about this. Does it feel like it finds as much purchase, or does he feel?
It felt like you didn't quite like. It didn't feel as solid as it normally would. And the figure's reaction, while it kind of is pushed backwards by the lunge as you kind of sink to the hilt and then whip your rapier back out, it just kind of like pushed it backwards a little bit, and then it immediately rights itself. And it's you have this face down turned towards you of a gaping, like, empty mouth, as well as 2 just black caverns in the place of eyes.
Okay. With my hit and run tactics, I will back up with my bonus action 5, 10, 15, and look at Yak and be like, "Your turn," and that's gonna be my turn.
All right. I would like you to take 5 necrotic damage as you end your turn.
Oh no! What? Shit!
As you just feel just something like it almost like a cold mist seems to envelop you on like the open parts of your body where your clothes and armor don't cover, and it just burns as it seems to sink onto your skin.
Can I get a perception check like Bart did to see where that's radiating from?
Sure.
Or is it just the room itself? Natural 15 plus, I think I got plus 4 to perception for a total of 19. I think that's what Bart got last time, though. Fuck.
Yeah, and something I did like I said, this kind of cold mist kind of area. It and I will, like, in retrospect also, to Bart, it's not out of the ordinary. Like, there's been some weird wispy mist and stuff, like, as you guys have kind of come through this, but there is also the same enveloping this entire room.
Gotcha. Okay. So look at Jakob. It's your turn. Oh. And that's it.
All right, and that actually brings us to Damu, who, following words to action, is going to crouch down next to an unconscious Julian. And let me just double check something. And kind of from behind you, Jakob, and kind of from this room, you guys hear a rhythmic chanting in a language that none of you recognize, but brings to mind like the soft crackling flames of like a campfire, accompanied by not by the intensifying in color of the sea glass necklace around Damu's neck. It doesn't seem to radiate any light, but all of the swirls of green and blue and a little bit of orange that are in there all seem to just intensify in color as they reach down a hand and set it upon Julian, healing you for oh god, math is hard, for 12 points of HP with a second level cure wounds. As you Julian, you come back to consciousness, what feels like just not a fire, but a warmth just seeps into your body as you regain consciousness.
Alright, your lead up made it sound like that was going to be a way less pleasant awakening than it ended up being. Alright, cool. How much was it again?
12 points.
She just fire bolts you while you're on the ground.
BAM! Damu was a traitor all along, you fools!
She just instant.
And we should probably stop letting you go first, huh, Julian?
Yeah. I was imagining, like, the way you're leading up to it, it's going to be like the...
Oh, no, not quite. You're not dead yet. Come on. Get it together.
Yeah.
Alright, so Julian is now conscious with 12 HP. Damu will then, however, kind of step over your unconscious form. And how much movement does their whatchamacallit have? I have no idea. I probably should have double checked.
30, I think. I think
think
portals
it's-
are 30, right?
Not the turtle.
The
Bro. God dang it. I hate this. It doesn't say. I have to find its stat
let's
block
call
real
it
quick.
a even 120.
Oh, 100. Yeah, 120 feet of movement. No big deal. No big deal. Let's look at it here. It does have it has 30-foot fly speed. So it Bro here begins to. Oh goodness.
Yeah, 30-foot move and 30-foot fly.
Right. So Bro is gonna lift up here and kind of come sweeping into the room. So I believe it can only attack things that they can see. So you guys see a little fiery turtle move into this room, and like it's whipping its little head around, and it seems to be kind of like slightly retracting into its shell as it makes its way in. And it flinches though near the end. As you see some of the same mists that are causing you guys grief settling upon Bro's much smaller form. Which will then bring us to Jakob.
Alright, I am going to move 5. Oh, not trying to grab 10, 15, 20, 25 right there.
Okay.
And then I am going to Great Weapon Master this guy.
Okay.
Do it.
Fuck 'em up.
Does a 15 hit?
Does a 15? 15 does just hit.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 20.
20
The
points
first.
of damage. Very nice.
Yep.
Alright. You said that was the first. You're making both attacks?
Yeah.
As you come
it's also-
slicing down across, kind of, it goes stumbling back a little bit, opening up its robes, but still not seeming to sink in quite as much as you would normally expect.
Also gonna be Great Weapon Master.
Sure.
That's gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna be a 7.
A 7 total? Unfortunately, you sweep across once and kind of whirl your blade around to come in for a second, and it just kind of leans, like slightly drifts backwards as your sword passes through thin air, just kind of making just a tight whooshing sound as it slices through the air at great speed.
I am going to be Axe Surging.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
This is gonna be a regular attack.
Okay.
That is 23.
23 will hit, yeah.
I'm gonna use a D8 for my mystic attack as well.
All right.
Nice. 9, 17, 21.
21 points of
DC
damage.
15 wisdom check. Yep.
Okay. It is your blade slams into it, and you look for a reaction that you would normally expect. The figure does not seem to shift at all, aside from as it takes the damage.
Okay. And then final attack
Okay.
is going to be 26.
26 will also hit. Roll your damage.
15.
15 points of damage.
Yep.
All right.
Rolling pretty good for the damage.
Math is very hard sometimes. Okay. All right. Is that gonna be it for your turn?
That will be it for my turn.
Take 5 points of necrotic damage at the end of your turn as this cold mist seeps into your arm, like past your armor, clinging to your skin, and just burns.
Do I also get a perception check?
You are welcome to roll one, sure.
Okay, for a second I thought it was going to be a 19. Let's see.
That'd be really funny. Just one after the other. Pow, pow, pow.
It's a 17.
17. Just this mist just seems to be filling the room. No better, no worse. You can't seem to pinpoint a source.
All right. That'll be it.
Okay. So, like I said, you take your 5 points of necrotic damage. That brings us to the top of the round, to it, who just got the shit smacked out of it. Yes?
To it? Pennywise. What?
Oh my god.
Ignore me.
Okay. So there are two figures that did significant amounts of damage, but one of them did significantly more amounts of damage to it. So, Jakob, as you end your turn, you're kind of flinching from that burning necrotic energy, necrotic damage. You can't help but feel your gaze is drawn towards this figure's face, and just these black holes in place of eyes just seem to swallow everything around you, like you'd make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Constitution, that's going to be an 11.
11.
Goodness gracious.
That is
I'm sorry. Saving throw is actually, it's going to be a 14.
14. Okay. That's the wrong dice. Give me my right dice. Oh god. Alright, well. As you take 18 points of necrotic damage, you feel almost like your life force is being sucked out of yourself. It feels like it's just exiting your body as this thing's gaze just pulls you in.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't. Let me see here. Okay. And it's kind of happy where it's at, away from you guys. However, it will, as it just kind of floats next to you, Jakob, just as it goes this way, just on this opposite side of you, seem to turn a withering gaze of a kind upon, as much as it can, upon the zombies next to it, as you hear just what sounds almost like a hiss of displeasure that you would from like an animal of any kind. Which is then gonna bring us to initiative count 20. As drifting through the walls on either side of you guys.
Oh, fuck my life. What?
You see a couple of spectral figures come drifting in, letting out some as they come through the walls. Let me roll initiative for them. Oh man, wow! And they go right now. All right. as they come drifting in here. They're actually supposed to be flying. But yes.
Can you do me real quick?
Yes.
Can you roll a perception check to see if those wraiths heard me?
They were not in the room.
If it's just see or hear them.
Or hear?
Yep.
I mean, I will give there some chance through stone walls. Actually, I mean, yeah, no. As they have a big +0 to perception. It's worth the try.
Hey, some shots you don't take.
Absolutely, but as they come floating out of this one, and this one comes floating up next to you, Bart.
Yep.
It just kind of like reaches its arms kind of out towards you, not touching you, but in reaching out towards you. But it seeming not quite to be able to, kind of wanting to like brush your face almost, but you're able to kind of duck out of its way as its spectral hand just kind of pass through the air above your head. Whereas this one is gonna be, look, it's got two options. High low.
It's got 3 options.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's got a buddy. It's got 2 buddies next to a couple of those options. So as this one floats over towards you, Gloob, doing much the same, kind of trying to like reach out with its incorporeal hands to swipe through you. But with a 13 to hit, you are also able to nimbly kind of hop to the side out of the way as these arms pass through the area you had once inhabited. That will bring us to their turn. I should actually input them in there, shouldn't I? That would make this a lot easier. I'm not very good at keeping track of this turn order, am I? This brings us to his turn, which he has, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, or 5, 10, 15, 20. And basically the same. This guy with the bow, just still kind of recoiling from you, Bart, goes dashing off into this corner to cower in a similar way. That would trigger an AOP if you would like to take it.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Sure. All right. I mean, it's only if you hit him, but if you hit him, it's free damage. All right. So that is going to end his turn. Bring us to you, Bart.
All right. Well, I see this one just took a swing at one of my buddies, so see Jakob's looking pretty all right over there. So this situation got a little bit more dicey with spoopy ghost coming in here. Yeah, I'm. Look at what I got going on real quick.
Yeah, power word kill ghost, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot that. I just had the scroll in my back pocket. It was crazy. Just like it was almost like this was meant to be.
Big noggin.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my action to give my buddies emboldening bond, the ones that are with me in the room there and in the hallway, I guess. the one who seems to be getting back up. And bonus action, I don't know how hard these things are going to hit, so I'm going to create a spiritual weapon right there in the opposite side of me, next to both of those ghosts.
Okay.
And bonk the one that's flanking Gloob, or it is flanking Gloob with it.
Gotcha. I don't know why I always forget where that friggin' thing is located.
Constructs.
It's just under contracts. You'd think I would know that by now. Woo!
There's no reason for it to be there.
It's a weird one. All right, and you now have control of that there, Bart. And you want
yeah,
to have it take a swing at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Go.
yeah, that's 22.
20. Yeah,
I'm
22
pretty
hits.
sure
22 hits. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Very
max
good.
damage.
Very nice.
13 force damage.
Okay. All right. You said 13.
13.
13 points. Okay. Okay. Slamming, seeming to make very solid contact with this thing, kind of like bumping it down. It's like you see it, the bottom half of its torso like seem to go down into the ground before it raises back up, seeming like where the impact of your big old doorknob was seeming to be more misty, even less corporeal than the rest of its visage.
Right. Just to be clear, since you kind of threw that one back there, I am attacking the one on the other side of.
Okay.
Oops.
This one?
Right.
Okay. My apologies.
Trying to keep attentions away from my buddies.
Understandable. Well, same thing, but with that one.
Right, yeah. Okay, and that's my turn. That's
Okay,
everything.
you
I'm
take
not
5 more points of necrotic damage.
Gotcha.
Alrighty, that brings us to people who are feared. These zombies continue to cower in the corner. Julian, that brings us to your turn. You have just been brought back to consciousness. You have a very large turtle kind of bent over you with one hand kind of like on your chest, and seems to be the origination of the warmth that brought you back to consciousness.
All right. Well, that is all of my movement after standing up.
Okay.
So
There's
I
ghosts
only.
now.
Yeah, I was like, I have
Yeah.
one target. So squeezing forward, ready to rock. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bart. At the start of your turn, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. That's a natural 1, but I'm a halfling. Which turns that to 18.
I like how you just feel the
Okay.
need to flex that particular racial trait. Because
I don't-
you never just
well,
give
I-
us the end result. You're like, that was a nat 1. However, fuck y'all. Guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I obviously make a motion for rolling and then pick it up and roll again, and I don't want to be like, I'm just gonna roll fucking twice. Screw these
Right,
guys.
right.
Let's just cheat.
Okay.
So what was the total on that?
18.
18?
I didn't know
Okay.
if it was like,
All right,
just-
so
I got a BDE, you man.
so as you kind of begin your turn, as you're glancing around the room, you have to like wrench your gaze away from the priestly garbed figure in the back on the other side of Yaka before turning to go about your business.
All right, yeah. That spoopy ghost got in between like eyesight, I guess, a little bit and helped me out.
Yeah, you're looking at him through him. It's kind of like the Harry Potter situation, like through Moaning Myrtle. So you had like a
Right.
little bit of a buff to averting your gaze.
Gotcha.
All right. And so that brings us to Julian. And I'm sorry, Julian, what were you doing, buddy?
What was I gonna do, or what am I gonna do?
What are you going to do?
I am going to manifest my weapon as a bow, because I don't have it as a ranged weapon right now. And that's my action.
Okay.
Oh, crap. Alright.
Okay.
My movement and action, that's all I got.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So you end your turn there, and you don't take any necrotic damage.
Nice.
So then that brings us to Gloob. Gloob, at the start of your turn, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, as you can't help but kind of your gaze is drawn towards this figure.
D4.
Rolled a 7 on the dice, +4, but I still don't think I'm gonna make it because my constitution's not that great. With a +2, so 7, 11, 13.
13. Okay. Okay, there it is. As you feel you're not quite able to yank your gaze away from this thing, you take 12 points of necrotic damage. Oh, I'm sorry, psychic damage. As
Good, I'm immune to that.
I bet you are.
Jesus.
But as just as you're not quite able to yank your gaze away before, just your mind is racked with just the worst headache you could ever imagine.
I don't know if it would have made a difference, DM,
Yes, sir.
but I got a blessing of the gods in chat for +1.
A plus
a
one
four?
would not have made a difference.
Okay. All right.
A valiant effort.
Fair enough. Ah, that hurt. Wait, that's not the right. Ah!
Where's the
All right.
Norgog? Ah!
Well, and you said it was it's drawn to the
The
main
gaze,
baddie
the
guy
gaze
over
of
here.
the robed figure, yeah, in the back on the other side of Jakob.
Was my eyes and my head my head starts hurting. Look up at this ghost. Say, I don't have time for you. And I'm gonna. Is he spectral? I don't want to run through his space. I don't want to do that. As a player, I don't want to do that.
Okay. Do what you want. It's hovering like slightly off the ground. Yeah, let me give him the hover
10,
effect.
15,
They can
20.
fly.
I am going to bonus action disengage and
Okay.
move over here to since he wants to give me a motherfucking aneurysm apparently, and I want to stab him right in his cockles.
Okay, make an attack roll for me.
Could you repeat that?
What's up? What's up?
Where did you want to stab him? I'm not quite sure I heard clearly.
It's a natural 16 plus 8 for a 24.
24 will fucking hit, yeah. Roll that for me.
I'm pretty sure he's probably immune to poison, but I keep wanting to try it. All right.
Did you poison your blade or no?
I didn't call it.
Okay.
So no. That's 2 6s and a 7 on the dice.
Very nice.
I get to roll another sneak attack, but that's 12 plus 7 for 19 plus 1 for 20 plus 5 for 25 total damage.
25, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
However, that's the extent of my turn and movements. Piss off with that! Ow! And that'll be my turn.
You feel like you're making like very solid contact, but still not seeming to do as much damage. You're not seeing any blood. You're not seeing any gore as you normally would, and you also take 5 points of necrotic damage at the end of your turn.
Gloob's just getting frustrated with it now.
All right.
Because he is hurting. God damn.
Okay. We'll actually do that at the top. Make that easier. And you can move through your allies' terrain, but it is considered difficult. So we're gonna go 5, 15. As Damu is gonna make their way into the room, and kind of seeing the general thing. Bart, you did say something about focusing down one of them, correct?
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna get a knowledge religion check. That's what I'm gonna give them. Plus 11, or a total. I'm not sorry, not plus 11. Total of 11.
Yeah.
I will clarify. We're gonna step in here and kind of immediate surveying of around surroundings. Doesn't really know what's going on with the ones running in the corners. However, the more immediate threat is a spectral form directly in front of them. So,
Fireball.
yeah, oh yeah. Hey, unfortunately, much to my chagrin, don't have fireball because it's bullshit.
Using UA rules when dropping the fireball thing.
Okay, gracious. And they are, you know what? Fuck it. We're bringing out the big guns. As once again you hear this chanting in a language that you don't recognize as they kind of swirl a hand around the head of their staff, and that same the glass begins to just brighten in color, intensify in color. This time the verbiage sounding more akin to violent, hungry flames as 3 beams of fire strike out, one right after the other. Going to be, unfortunately, at disadvantage against this ghost. So it doesn't matter. That's an 18. 6 points. Another one going out with a 16 hits. So that still hits for another 6 points of damage. As you see, the first two beams lance out from next to Damu and just piercing giant holes completely through the incorporeal form of this one directly in front of you, before the last one shooting off to the one right in front of you, Bart. Unfortunately, that one wishing off to the side and burning a hole in the into the, like, seeming to burn a bit of a crater into the hole of the wall. Then, however, seems to kind of gesture with their staff down at the same incorporeal being as Bro fires off another one of those tiny flaming seeds, which that is gonna hit for, oh shit, there we go, 6, 7, 8, 9, there we go, 9 points of damage.
Hit for, there we go.
Yeah, like
that's
that's
the good stuff.
I can't fucking, numbers are very difficult. Good gracious. Alright, I'm sorry. Here we go. Alright, and Damu is going to is actually going to take one more step over to not be directly in front of the doorway, and will also take 5 points of necrotic damage. Bring it into their turn and bring us to Jakob's turn.
Alright.
Jakob, at the start of your turn, your gaze is just, you count, but invariably drawn towards the face of this robed figure. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah, D4.
Yeah, that is significantly better. That's going to be a 29.
29. You're able to easily just rip your line of sight, like your gaze, away from it, having no effect on you. And you may go ahead and take the rest of your turn.
I'm going to start by what is that called? I use it so rarely. Second wind.
Second one, okay.
For max health. 15.
Nice.
Fuck
Fantastic.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. And then I am going to. So the D4 is every roll of the D20.
This
Or
is not
Yeah, this is.
yeah, this is, unfortunately, this is the
Okay.
this is emboldening bond, not blessed. There we go. Holy
Okay.
cow.
Emboldening bond is once per turn.
Correct. You get it once on your turn and once off your turn.
Okay. Then I am going to regular attack the guy that I've been attacking.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Look him up.
And I'm going to precision strike.
Go ahead and roll that.
Or dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Nice.
Oof. 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Alright, not seeming to quite land as much as great of a blow as you would. Kind of the tip of your blade scraped against the ceiling, so you lost some of your momentum on the downswing. But still seeming to make contact.
And then the second attack. That's 11.
11, unfortunately, this time coming down and just slamming into the wall, breaking off some chips of stone next to it. It's been a long Monday, I'm sorry.
That is, that's my turn.
You take 5 points of necrotic damage at the end of your turn as you just, that burning cold once again just seeping into you. Alrighty, that brings us to the top of the round, and I would like everybody who has started their turn in this room and has had to make that con save at the top of their turn, make, oh man, trying to decide between wisdom and intelligence for this check. I'm gonna go with a wisdom based intelligence. This is more an intuition than straight intelligence.
Thanks.
So
I get my
wisdom.
+1 instead of +0.
Wisdom check.
Straight wisdom check, yeah.
I also get a +1 instead of +0.
That's gonna be 21.
Nice. Hell
21,
yeah, dude.
very
Good
nice.
stuff. 18.
18, very nice.
18.
18. Very nice.
Hey.
That was very, very
17
good.
plus 1.
All very good all around. You all get
you
the
also have the D4, Jones.
if you want to
I'll
use it
make a bet.
off your like, yeah. This is a check, not a save. Can you use Emboldening Bond on a check? You can, can't you? You can use them on ability checks.
I'm looking up right now.
Regardless, all of you succeed relatively easy. You get the feeling that it is looking at it that is causing you to have that, like, if you looking in its direction, you're kind of like your gaze is drawn towards it. It's going to take a intentional aversion to avoid that.
Gotcha.
Attack, ability, and save.
Okay, so ability
Okay,
check.
then.
So you could add the D4 to
Oh.
it if you had wanted to, but none of you needed it. So that is what y'all get out of that at the top of the round. That does bring us back to its turn. It didn't get smacked nearly as hard by Jakob this time, and a new contender has approached. It's gonna turn its gaze down to you, Gloob, and as you feel yourself pulled into these gaping pits where its eyes had perhaps once resided, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Should have saved the 17 for this. I will be using my D4 on this one, though.
Understandable.
I'm not going to succeed. It doesn't matter what I roll, because it's the same thing. It's a natural 7.
Okay. So as you just find yourself almost drowning in these pits of darkness, that is me 24 points of necrotic damage.
Gloob is down.
So, all the rest of the party, as you see this thing turn its gaze downwards towards Gloob, and it seems to almost slightly lean towards him, and Gloob looking up to it, seems his jaw just seems to slacken, his arms kind of go down towards his sides before just lines of just burning across, like you see lines of like where his veins appear to be bursting beneath his skin before he crumples to the ground unconscious. Alrighty.
I mean, all things considered, that's a way more metal way to go down than I got hit by a rock.
Hey, that's the positive thinking. Here we go.
Oh man.
So, as it does so, as that is the case, it then just kind of turns its full body to face you, Jakob, as it just lets out a ending its turn, bringing us to this fella who didn't quite get his milkshake drank like everybody else, like his buddy did, and is once again going to take a reach for you, Bart.
Alrighty.
Once again, though, you're able to just kind of lean, like duck under and around it. It's like it seems like its arms are very slow moving. You're not quite sure how this is supposed to be much of a threat. Bring us to this guy who it only breaks on damage, right? Or like however long, right?
Right.
Okay, so then that brings us to your turn.
Alright, I am going to move my spectral weapon in a somewhat aggressive manner, like it's going to hit this ghost to sort of get its attention, and when I do, I am going to like take a step back and slide underneath it, making sure not to touch it, and then kind of spin around on the ground real quick and slap Gloob with a Cure Wounds. And as it passes over him, it's going to plop down right there and take a swing at Lich Boy.
Alright, make an attack roll for me.
It's an 18 plus 8.
18 plus 8?
Yeah.
Okay, that hits. Yeah, roll your damage.
4 plus 5, total of 9.
9 points of damage.
And, that's a 2, so 7 points of healing for Glue.
Okay. So as your spectral weapon comes over, you're kind of like reaching out, grabbing Gloob and pumping some nice healing Cerulali magic into him. Your doorknob slams into this creature and it kind of like jerks its shoulder forward, seeming to land like the most solid hit so far that you've seen on this thing.
All right. I'll just kind of Can I use the rest of my move to help Gloob get up a little bit more? I mean, I don't know. That's not really an action that you can do, but that would be what I would do regardless if it helps or not.
I'll say you reduce the cost of his like standing up by 5 feet.
Sure. Come on, Gloob. He's not done with us yet.
All right.
My turn.
All right, and so as you end your turn, you take 5 more points of necrotic damage as this mist just clings to your flesh. It seems to be like clinging to your face and burn. Like you're not quite sure, but you feel like it's burning away. Like that you're like starting to eat through the surface layer of skin.
Ow! I don't like that.
Alrighty, they don't get a turn. They don't get a turn. Julian, we're back to you, my friend. You
I'm
are
about to do something. It's only been 8 years. All right.
Julian comes around the corner looking like Robin Williams for Jumanji. What year is it?
What year? Your shoulder still kind of hurts.
All right.
You see a spirit, multiple undead that seem to be facing corners, as well as a robed figure that you distinctly remember fucking your shit up.
With a incantation and a sigil in the air, I'm going to Hexblade's Curse Mr. Man
Okay.
and shoot 2 shots at him over over Gloob's limp. Not limp, but prone form.
Okay.
I don't actually know if that's gonna hit.
You have a D4, by the way.
Yeah.
Huh.
You do get to add a d4 to one of these 2 attacks if you would like.
Yeah. It's a 2 on the dice. So
Like 2 on your
the
D.
D4. No,
Oh, okay. I was like
2
on your D20. Oh,
2 on
fuck.
the D4.
That man was hoping for that D4 to be high. Holy shit.
Oh no.
Whew, trying to save a 2.
Probably ain't that powerful.
Okay.
Come on now.
I forgot that I have a +8 on this character, so that's actually gonna be a 19.
Plus 8.
Yep.
Very nice. So what was the total? You said 19?
Yep.
Okay. That
Yeah.
shot hits.
+4 charisma, plus proficiency, and then plus
right.
1 from improved pact weapon.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
the impact weapon. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, where's that extra +1 coming from?
Yep.
All right.
4, don't eat that.
Wait, that's not very high on the damage dice though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll be 11 for the first arrow of
How do you want to do
magical-
this?
Oh,
As you fire off that arrow, how
Oh.
would you like to kill this thing? Decide what is it? Where decide its fate. Here we go.
Decide its fate.
Decide its fate.
yeah. Whipping around the corner, pulling back and firing, cursing with his incantation in primordial as he's firing. The cursed glyph appears in front of the creature right as the arrow passes through the space, slamming into it and enveloping it in those sigil marks all across its body near the impact site, burning with black fire, and then it goes limp.
Okay. So as it slams into it, there will be a slight alteration to its death throws as it slams into it, and this black fire starts to like envelop it. Its entire form as it starts to burn over it. As little noise as this thing has made it outside of some like wispy, raspy breathing, it just lets out a horrific as it just throws its head back and screeches out. And I would like everybody who is in that room to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't like these Constitution saving throws now.
I just got back up.
30-20.
30-20.
Oh shit!
And-
I missed
You get D4, so it's not your turn.
They'll do have
I'd already
D4s.
used it on the wisdom check.
I think I used mine on the other Constitution check, didn't I?
Yeah, when he attacked you. Yeah.
I'm too cute to kill.
What's the rolls, fellas?
I rolled really well. I gotta see my ball. I get a +2 to it, so it's
Okay.
a 19.
Okay, so I got a dirty 20, a 19,
8.
8,
It doesn't. I'm taking half damage. I'm going back
and a
down.
10. Alrighty, and I actually got a roll for Damu. I must not forget. This is it's like being responsible for somebody's character is ridiculous. +3. Okay, super makes a save. Alright, so let me So actually, y'all got really lucky on that damage roll. That is going to be 12 points of damage to anybody who failed, halved to 6 to anybody that succeeded.
All right, so Julian comes around the corner, is like, die, and falls back over again.
I'm assuming I failed, but
You did, yes, you did.
what
So
was the DC?
you don't need to know about the DC, dog. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
You rolled a 10 total.
Wait, no.
dog.
Oh yeah, you said whoever failed. You
Oh
didn't
yeah, I'm
say
sorry.
who
Sorry,
failed.
those who failed, the 2 that rolled 10 and 8.
No, I don't go down because he was Hexblade's cursed.
Yeah.
I heal. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you take 6 points of necrotic damage to Jakob and Julian. I'm sorry, 12 points to each of you, 6 to Bart. Why are y'all split up to the medium and small gang? What's up with that? I just want to know.
Game knows game.
Game knows game, apparently. Y'all both take 6 points of necrotic damage as you save against us, as just a wave of necrotic energy just seems to expel from its body as it screeches out before kind of crumpling down, large and in part crumbling into dust in its pile of remaining robes upon the floor.
2 quick questions.
Yes, sir.
A, does it seem like this has any effect on the not nice mist in the room? And B,
It seems to go from enveloping you constantly and actively trying to cling to you to kind of sinking away and remaining. It's not completely gone, but it seems to mostly behaving like normal mist, hovering above the ground at ankle height.
and B, does everything take that necrotic damage?
You're not sure if everything takes that necrotic damage, but you do notice at the end of it, all the previously turned undead have stopped cowering and are turning away from their positions in their corners, respectively. And as you do, the armored one, the one with the bow, does just seem to let out a no.
He just pegs Julian for good measure, like shit. Right back down.
All right. So, as
Rough fight.
Julian, since you didn't go down, were you wanting to use your second attack for anything?
Yes, I was. I will go ahead and put an arrow into Mr. McGhosty.
Okay.
That is a deeply into the 20s.
Yeah,
23.
that'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Deep in the 20s.
Deep
It is
in the
real.
20.
It's real deep in the 20s.
That'll be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay. So, your arrow doesn't stick through it, but it passes through it and it seems to dissipate part of its spectral form as it does so.
Yeah, I got that magical damage.
Yeah.
Cute. And then these hit and run tactics, I'm about to step back into.
Okay.
It'll let me grab my thing.
Yeah, don't go down that hallway again though. Just for
Yeah.
good measure.
Yeah,
He
explore somewhere
dies
new, though.
to another trap. Ah!
Alright, that's my turn.
Instant
Attack,
death.
move, and bonus.
It's like the walls that slam together on either side. Just. Okay.
I just had horrible flashbacks to escorting NPCs in Oblivion and them getting smashed repeatedly into the ceiling.
As they run into traps and the dungeons and stuff. Oh yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, that's what happens. Just like, ah, yes, I'm alive. Ah, splat. No. As he ends his turn, that does bring us to Glue. What would you like to do, buddy?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You are currently getting kind of a hand up from Bart, or as you were in the midst of getting a hand up from Bart, an arrow whizzed past you, engulfing at least part of this creature in just inky black flame as it let out a screech that hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, I'm at 1 hit point, so, fuck. I'm gonna go down at the end of the round no matter what.
If the mist still hurts, you will.
I have no reason to believe it won't.
Am I allowed
Did I miss some information? I may have missed some information.
Bart was asking, is like as the screech like subsided and as it kind of piled down into the corpse, the mist that had kind of been like creeping up and around you and clinging to you almost like as it crept up and like encompassing your form, did kind of begin to fall away and hover like more as a normal mist would at like ankle height within the room.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, it's still probably just gonna get smacked. I don't know what to fucking do here. You said all of the undead just sort of turned and started looking at everybody.
Yeah, you saw the two that were in this corner previously, like stopped at the screech and have just turned around. They're just looking at all of you.
I'm just gonna take a diagonal step here then with the rapier after getting up, use my movement to move one square over and hobble over there to that zombie, probably much like the zombie itself is walking, go, fuck off, and stab it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
It's probably, well, zombies are easier to hit. Shit. I didn't call I was going to use my D4. Fuck.
Well, I'll allow it. Go ahead and roll your D4.
Alright. That's what I get, +1. So 4 + 8 for a total of 12.
A total of 12?
Yeah.
Will just hit.
That's a natural 3 on the dice.
Hey.
+1 from the D4.
Very nice.
Real quick question just to clarify on movement. That zombie that's kind of... Isn't that zombie technically like directly in front of Gloob?
This one, yeah, it's more like right here, and then
Okay.
this one is right in this square.
All right. I was just wanting to...
my movement.
Right. I would figure you wouldn't want to purposely get in a position to take an opportunity attack.
Right. I will say, though, you are within 5 feet of an ally, Gloob.
Right.
So,
I'm within 5 feet. Well, that's what I was saying. That would change my movement with them being in those separate squares right there.
yeah. I mean, they were like crumpled up together, but for the purposes of, clean, like things, they're in those 2 separate squares.
I would move right here before taking my attack.
Okay.
If that's good.
You're still within 5 feet of Jakob. Is it with you within 5 feet, or if another ally is within 5 feet of the enemy?
I think it's...
Because I don't think we've quite had to run into that too much. It's usually been their allies are on the other side of them. Or something like that.
Okay. I was thinking it was hostile creatures, but it is just creatures in general. In that case, I was down right here.
Yeah, you were in this square previously.
Okay, so I should have enough movement to get into this square right beside him.
Correct.
Then.
Sure.
And then lunge forward.
Absolutely, go right ahead. And you just hit, so roll everything in the kitchen sink.
6, 9, 11, 17 plus 5 for 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Holy shit. All right. So it's you.
I was just imagining Gloob just poking this thing like it's a water balloon and it just crumples to the ground.
It's as not quite, but as you lunge forward and you stab forth through your rapier, you catch it kind of going through the leather, like the various leathers that it seems to have draped about its person in the form of armor, straight through the leathers, through like what would be the pectoral, and taking off this entire arm, like as it just kind of, and you take your rapier back out and it falls to the ground, and as it turns and is looking at you.
Oh, come on. And that'll be my turn.
Alright, that brings us to Damu, who
I do
is...
have a quick
Yes, sir.
Wait, did you have movement left over after that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Because now that it's not Gloob's turn, if the player playing a character doesn't remember information about, like, let's say, like, the equipment that they have, is it not okay for me to say something to them?
I mean, I'd say it's fine to be like, hey, don't forget about blank.
Okay.
Like, that's fine.
Gloob has all of our health potions.
Yep.
So.
So that's fine.
Yep.
All right. That brings us to Damu, who is right here. Huh. It's a difficult state for our turtle friend. What all? Y'all are all very clumped together. They can't use any of their like fun, exciting stuff.
Just fireball on top of us.
Hey, once again, Wildfire Druid does not get Fireball as much as I wish they did because wizards are uncool like that. But like glancing around and seeing that those are the enemies immediately threatening you guys, they will once again the same incantation as before, as those three beams of fiery light lunge out initially. The one at the spirit immediately in front of them, which is not at disadvantage this time. Which that'll hit. Which, yeah. So another fire beam slamming through it and just dissipating its corporeal form. The next one going at the zombie that Gloob had just attacked. Fortunately, we'll miss with a natural 1, slamming actually into the stone immediately above your head, Gloob, which unfortunately, it's a natural 1, so we're going to roll percentiles.
Oh, no.
Gloob, high-low.
High.
High. Unfortunately,
if you're rolling damage, I'm
Yep.
going unconscious.
So unfortunately, as it seems to go awry, as Damu quite injured themselves, just as they're letting off that second ray, seems to kind of hunch forward that beam, going wide and clipping Gloob, knocking him unconscious. Third one though, however, as they let out a cry of "Ah!"
Oh shit!
Basically this one with a 24 to hit, the correct target. Actually lances out and just burns away the entire head of this zombie that had been turning and looking at Gloob, as it, like, the force of it incinerating its head kind of pushes its corpse. It's its corpse, whatever. It's re-corpse. More death up against the wall before sinking down the wall itself.
Yeah. Got 2 in 1 round. Good job.
Yep, good job, Damu. Damu is then gonna kind of turn to face this creature and kind of bowing up, is gonna command Bro to fly forward a little bit and take a shot at this fella. With, unfortunately, it is kind of the creature just able to kind of like lean its head quickly to the side as that little seed of fire slams into the wall behind it. That will end Damu's turn, bringing us to Jakob.
All right. Got another question.
Yes, sir.
If I was to if I moved like right here and then tried to push Gloob into this space here and feed him a potion, would that be possible?
You would have to grab him and drag him. So moving him would be an action, and feeding somebody else would also be an action. So you'd have to choose between the two.
I am going to feed him a potion. I'm gonna go into his bag, knowing that it's he's got the potion.
Yeah, bag of holding. You know how it works. You just stick your hand in and will whatever you are looking for into your grasp. So easy enough. Very quick process.
And then I'm gonna feed him. Have I been I guess I noticed that the burning's probably gone, right?
Yeah, you have noticed, similar to the others, that mist that was hurting you guys so much has kind of gone back down into much more normal mist behavior.
I'm gonna give him a regular healing potion and be like, hey, it's all right, Gloob.
And
Gotcha.
Because I almost forgot, as they critically miss, Damu lets out a little as it's kind of like hunched over and releasing that one ray.
Oof.
All right, so go ahead, roll that healing for us there, Jakob.
Is that a D6
Alright.
or a D4?
So a regular common healing potion is 2d4 plus 2.
Dalma releases her scorching ray and it busts the rocks over Gloob's head and lets out the two Gloob turns, goes and goes gets in the back of the head.
Just that one point of bludgeoning damage is gonna. Ah! There you go. Wonderful.
You only get 4 back, unfortunately. 2 1s on the D4s.
Oof.
You come to consciousness with the beautiful mug of Jakob above you.
Again?
Again. And I'm gonna stand up and face the zombie.
All right.
And that's gonna be it.
All right. So that brings us to the undead that appears to be intelligent enough to speak and is armed and armored. Will release the bow from its grasp and drawing a kind of like wicked, kind of vaguely serrated and curved blade from its side. Taking, oh gosh, I keep going this way, but I can't see it when it's in this corner. Moving up towards the first foe it can see, which is Damu, and coming around for a swipe.
Don't
Missing.
forget you can hold in middle mouse button to tilt the camera. If
That's
you want to
right.
get a more overhead.
My middle mouse don't work so good, unfortunately.
But, you
I'm unfortunately aware. Unfortunately, the first blade strike being diverted by Damu's shell skittering off to one side before he comes back up and taking another swipe at them. This one also seeming to this time coming up towards the head and not quite hitting the neck, getting caught in that rim of the shell that kind of comes up behind their neck and sinking like a quarter inch in, but not making any more forward progress before he has to rip it out with a ending its turn. That brings us to Bart.
Would I logically know that like necromantic damage doesn't hurt undead or anything like that?
I don't know if you've really ran into it. Roll a knowledge religion check for me.
Oh well. Let's see here. Religion. That's a 9 total. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Unfortunately, you're not quite sure. You're like, it may. Hashtag YOLO. Woo.
Could have just been a story. I'm going to. Did it seem like Gloob was hitting that other zombie really good?
He ripped like this whole section of his arm off with one lunge of his rapier. So, but that's the one that is dead.
Okay.
That one currently is missing a head, and it's still smoking kind of at the bottom of the neck area.
All right. I'll set 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to smack at that dude, and
Okay.
I guess he makes a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, you're doing both the smack and the toll the dead at the same target. Okay.
Correct. And I will move up to here when doing so.
Okay. So attack first, I assume.
So yeah, attack is 12 plus 8.
That'll hit, yeah.
Total of 8 force damage.
8 force damage, and that is your DC is higher than a 13, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it fails.
Okay.
So you said 8 force damage?
Right. So it either takes 14 additional points of necrotic damage or gets healed for that or takes half of that. I don't know how this guy works. But 14 necrotic is also applied to it.
So your doorknob lunging out and kind of impacting and like in its rib area seemed to dent slightly the breastplate that it is wearing as it kind of like leans off to the side, followed by the ringing of your bells seems to kind of.
We'll kind of combo them together, so it slams into him, and then has like the little ringing against the
Yeah,
breastplate.
absolutely, yes. As it rings, the tone goes from like a regular metal to the tones of the bells of Cerulali, as it just kind of one hand briefly up to its head before it shakes its head. You see, like it seems like some of its skin may have melted away. You're not quite sure.
Oh, so it seemed like it did something cool.
Yep, it seems like it did something. You're not quite sure to what extent, but it did something.
Nice. All right, that's my turn.
All right, that is then going to bring us to this zombie, who is going to turn to Jakob as its closest enemy, as this is the first time they've gotten to go since they've been actually at all in this combat to actually do anything. Jakob, the zombie actually does not appear. You're looking at it, and there appears to be like a rage almost behind its eyes as it seems to just reach out, slamming into you with a fist each, or attempting to anyway.
All right.
All right, so we got attack 1.
Title of episode: Jakob gets fisted.
God damn it! The first one is coming out to a total of 14, which is not going to hit you as it kind of comes in. You're able to just kind of slip the blow as it just kind of skitters across your armor before passing off, kind of hitting the wall a bit. Attack number 2, however, is going to be an 18.
That is just my armor. I do have a question.
Yes.
Is it deafen?
Is it what?
Is it deaf?
Is it deaf?
Yes.
The zombie?
Yes.
What?
It is not deaf. No.
It's just, does it so?
Then I would like to.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see. I now know where you're going with this. I was really confused. I was like, what? Okay.
Sudden cacophony.
Okay, and that adds how much to your AC?
My proficiency, which is a plus 3.
+3.
So, it'll be
So bumping up to 21. So as you can see that this blow is going to connect, there's not going to be really a way you can avoid it, and you can see it's going to hit in one of the areas where your armor isn't the thickest. Just subconsciously, you see your daughter Synth like appear next to the zombie's head and just let out a scream of ah! And despite being undead, it lurches to the side and its hand goes wide, missing you entirely.
Do we all see that?
No, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll revisit that. That's actually not something I thought of previously, but I probably should have. I'm gonna say no, as is a brief manifestation of her will against the creature attacking Jakob.
Do we hear it?
Everybody roll.
No.
I'm trying to think of what would be like a spirit roll. I don't know.
God, the vibe check.
Yeah, basically like a vibe check. That's what we're going for. I want everybody to roll me a straight charisma roll. That is the definition of vibe in D&D 5e.
13.
13.
15.
15.
19.
19. Julian and Gloob. Gloob to a lesser extent. You hear a faint, like, burst of what sounds like maybe a child screaming. Jakob, you're farther away, but you get the same.
I don't like this place already, so that doesn't.
Like, it seems to be a like sudden violent outburst. Immediately, nothing. Like, no source, no sound, and you're not even. It wasn't even very obvious, but just faint almost.
Blue was just gonna look over and like Bart, who's in the room with her. There's someone in here. We gotta save him.
Okay.
That's the only logical reason.
That will bring us to Julian's turn.
Well, I guess while I was out of the room, did it cycle through my turn at all or not?
Nope, it had not.
Cool. Alright, well, I don't even have to move because I got line of sight on Mr. McBow, dude.
You
So we're
do.
going to take those 2 shots.
Ah,
Is a 19 hit?
a 19 does hit.
Cool. And I don't have any more curses, so this is just the regular damage. 9 points on the first one.
Okay, very nice.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to hit too then.
Okay.
25.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And 12 points on the second.
Holy shit, very nice.
7 out of 8 on the dice plus 5.
That'll do it. Arrow 1, 2, just slamming through, just completely puncturing the breastplate of this armored undead. It just kind of stumbles backward a half step just from the impact. Is that gonna be it for your turn?
I'm out of juice, so yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Gloob, that brings us to your turn. You're once again laying on the ground, just having come back to consciousness after Jakob fed you a potion.
Hearing a child scream, there's a new urgency in Gloob's mind. There's someone that needs rescuing. He'll get up, use his movement, get right here, and put a hole in this zombie, hopefully. I will use my D. Do I have my D4?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I believe
don't
it
know if
persists.
Okay.
I think we've had to double check a couple times in the past,
Right,
but it
right.
does persist.
Right. Okay. So it probably hits 12, 4, 16
Yeah.
plus 8. Okay.
That will hit. This will, however, you get sneak attack damage from it, Jakob being next to it.
Perfect.
It's such a weird, exact science of what allows you to not get sneak attack. It's you have to be within 5 feet of somebody else while attacking something, as long as your ally isn't the one with it, like isn't with the one within 5 feet of it. It's very weird.
10, 14, 16 plus 5 for 21 points of piercing.
Very nice. God damn. You were rolling very well on that damage. This time, just going, like, lunging forward and stabbing through as your hilt slams into it, kind of in its rib area as you're kind of going up. It caves in partially as your hand partially enters its insides. And just, as you pull it back out, it's just covered in just absolute filth. It's just slimy grossness. Like, there's a bit of intestine on your hand. And as you rip it out, like, it opens a hole and some of those guts spill out and just, it's foul right in your face.
This thing looks like it's about to go down. Like it's
I would say
about to hurt.
so. It is looking rough, as they
I'm
say.
gonna use one of the other coral daggers that I got from Jakob, and they're worthless. I'm just gonna try to bring it over the top as he like crumples over and just stab it into the top of the skull.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
Hell yeah. Oh! Oh no.
It's a natural 2 for a total of 10.
Unfortunately, as you go to swing through, you kind of mistimed how long it would be hunched over in response, and it rights itself much more quickly than a living foe would from such a blow, and your dagger swipes through empty air.
These things suck, Jakob. That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Damu, who, while not feeling awesome, is damned and determined to help their new friends. And oh gosh. Oh, that's a second level spell. So where is everybody? Oh no, but this is cool, so we're gonna do it. Once again, like sticking a hand, the free hand that is not holding their staff up, and just a quick chant, this time of a similar like blaze of just intense heat that you may associate with like a white hot forge fire. They pull their hand away from this pendant that hangs around their neck, and as they do so, a blade of pure flame appears in their hand as they pull their arm away. And oh, whoops, that's the wrong page. Which that is a melee spell attack. Hell yes. Unfortunately, it does not get a die increase because it's still only a 3rd level spell. But then they will then lash out against the creature in front of them for a natural fucking 20.
Let's go.
Okay, let me get another d6. Okay. 6, 9, 11. Oh wow. Okay. Coming across this thing's torso after the blade forms, and it is just, you can see it's vaguely like orange red on the edges, but the core of this flame blade that they have in their grasp is just pure white. It is almost blinding to look at as it comes through at a cross section of the armored undead and just cuts completely through like a hot knife through butter from clavicle all the way down to its left hip. And it seems to, like, it's burned, singed, like flames are popping up at the edges of the cut itself for a brief moment as a look of ponderous confusion takes its visage before it falls into 2 different halves onto the floor.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah.
That is Damu's entire turn as they allow a contented right. Which will bring us to Jakob.
All right. So I am going to, a great weapon master it. That's gonna be 21.
21 will hit, I think. Yeah. This is a great weapon master. Your minimum damage kills the shit out of this fucking thing. Is you just
Nice.
the last kill of the combat. How would you like to end it?
I'd like to slash it across the chest, and as my hand goes down, ungrip my sword with my right hand and shove its head against the wall, bashing it.
Hell yeah. Okay, so as you say, you bring across, severing like it, opening it up across the chest, and like even more of the guts that Gloob had already started to spill are now just gushing out onto the ground. And as it starts to kind of lean forward, you think where it would be done, you let go, and like as it's crumbling forward, you grab it by its head and slam it into the wall, just spraying rotten gray matter and bits of skull all over the place. And as you guys are all high on adrenaline, just panting, looking around, as there appear to be no more immediate enemies, that is where we're going to take our break.
Hey, let's go.
Woo! Alrighty, so thank you everybody so far for being here. Thank you guys so far for coming to play. We're gonna take a quick break. You know, use the restroom, grab some drinks, have a second to kind of come down from that. But we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Bye. And we're back. Oh god, I'm gonna cough right after we get back. Jesus. Hi.
Throw a dice on the floor.
Yeah. All right, and we're I don't know where that went. We're back. Oh,
We'll find it.
welcome back, everybody. Oh goodness. Okay, so real quick, for those we are back here at Hard Knock Dice, our Go Saltmarsh campaign for the evening. Our brave adventurers just finished slogging their way through a pretty harrowing combat, in at least for a frog and one shark man. We got hit points flashing red if they were in another game, but you have indeed emerged victorious as y'all are kind of coming down off that adrenaline high of combat. What are you guys doing?
Ow.
What the? Why is your
Everyone
spiritual weapon
alright?
over here?
This is getting out of the way. Don't pay no attention to the spiritual weapon behind the curtain.
I'm not feeling the best, and I imagine Gloob and at least Gloob isn't feeling the best.
Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, we should probably just go back to that common area, close that door, and take a nice long rest before we finish clearing this place out. There's no sense in us getting killed in some dank dungeon somewhere when Saltmarsh is still at stake. We're just gonna have to take it easy and come back in another time.
What even were those things?
Hell if I don't know. I mean, you probably shouldn't have sent off the undead expert to go kill skeletons on the beach.
Well, I kind of thought that this would just be, poking around.
Oh no, I'm not blaming you. That was totally my idea anyway. I'm just saying. In retrospect, not maybe the best one.
Do you think we should check this room before we leave? Just see if there's anything
No,
useful?
I think that we should get out of here. But hell,
We
it seemed
can't.
like the mist was trying to kill us. I mean, this stuff, whatever it is, ain't going anywhere.
We can't.
Oh.
We can't go back and we can't rest. There's someone else down here.
What do you
what are
mean,
you
Blue?
talking about? There's someone down here.
I heard him scream earlier.
Probably just those ghosts we killed.
You did also hear that scream, Julian.
I know, it's a set probably. Just
Okay.
those ghosts we killed.
Okay, just making
There's all
sure.
sorts of phantasmal shit going on. He
Yeah.
just kind of tacked that on as, yep,
Gotcha.
just another one.
Okay.
No,
I'm gonna-
I heard the ghost. I was right beside him. It was a little girl.
I'm gonna lean down to Gloob and whisper, trying to hide this from Damu, because I don't know Damu's. I think Damu said something about not liking undead earlier. So I'm gonna say that was my daughter. She was trying to help me. So I guess that's a deception check. Do I get a D4 from?
It's not a deception check. It's a. I'm giving them a perception check at disadvantage. Just y'all are close by, which with a natural 1, Damu is kind of leaning heavily on their willowy kind of staff and just kind of seems to be taking some deep breaths and kind of muttering at Bro as Bro is kind of like hovering by their face and kind of like concernedly going back and forth. So it doesn't seem to notice this exchange.
Are you all right with us going back now that you know that, Gloob?
Yeah, sure.
Everything all right then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's all right.
You're just all right.
It's probably
Yeah.
just one of those ghosts.
All right, if you're sure. I'll just go. Hey, is anyone in here? Just speak up now so we can hear. And just kind of shout in the room and kind of like down the hall a little bit.
Yeah, Julian's probably
Shh. We don't need more of them right now.
We just had a big fight in here. That thing. Did you hear that thing when it died? If something's in here, it knows we're here already. Which is
Okay,
why I
let's
said
not make it worse.
we don't need to stay here and search anything. Right. Well, there's proper motivation to get our asses down this hallway.
Julian is
All
not
right.
the one you gotta convince. He's ready to go.
Let me go first, as I think I seem to be in one of the better shapes of the group right now. So I'm gonna try to take us the same route that we came in.
Okay.
Does Damo seem to be having an issue getting around?
They're definitely leaning heavily on their staff. After a minute of y'all are kind of discussing, it kind of is waving away like, oh, I'm fine, kind of waving Bro away from their face and starts to, so we're going back for now. Is that from
Yeah,
what
we're
I
gonna
understand?
take a rest. If you need to lean on something, I'm just the right height, and just put just right there. Light shoulder, you'll be fine. Not gonna hurt me. I'm a sturdy fella. Just
Thank you.
kind of, I guess, go in front of them.
Gotcha. Seem to mostly just kind of be leaning on the staff, and kind of, thank you. So they kind of pace along behind.
Just tell me if I need to stop anywhere.
Sure. For the sake of brevity, y'all are able to pretty easily make your way back into that room where you guys began. Uh, Going along, I assume relatively slowly. Give me just a round of perception checks from everybody?
23.
4.
23, 4, 9.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Okay. Wow. So the 23. Everybody else, it sounds like a vaguely kind of. It's just eerie. It's kind of spooky. Like there are just vague echoings of what you could like. It's probably like wind from outside or something. Like it's just a little bit of noise, not enough to insinuate any kind of danger. The 23, I believe, was Bart.
Yep.
As you're going along, it's not you don't hear it super close by, but you do hear what sounds like nails kind of scraping against rock as something like you hear something moving around somewhere within this kind of labyrinth.
All right.
So, are y'all going all the way back? Kind of like
Yeah,
all the
we're
way out
going
here?
all the way back. Here, something's
Okay.
something's back there dragging around something. I don't. We got to get out of here. Shut this door and make sure it doesn't come out.
Okay. Does everybody exit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
100%.
I'm gonna stay in that room. Is it decently loud? The door when it opens and closes.
It's actually pretty quiet.
Okay.
It seems like it was pretty well maintained. And so it opens and closes pretty quietly. Like the scuff marks on the floor that Julian had initially noticed seemed to be almost exclusively from dragging of the table itself.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna shut it, but like if I can like circle revert, like use a circlet thingy like in reverse or whatever to lock it or whatever.
Okay, sure.
Taking no chances.
So let's see here. Let me give you a quick little. We'll do it because I can. I can do it live. Nice little. If I can actually find the right block. Boom. As a vague echo. As you shut the door and you put the necklace up to it. You hold it there for a second. You don't really hear or see anything, but when you go to kind of like, it stays shut and you can't really like tug it open afterwards.
Good.
Nice. I know we're gonna rest here and everything, but what about Ella and the rest of them out there?
I'm sure.
Just let her know what happened.
I mean,
She got that earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're super smart.
I'm just super fucked up right now.
No, that was out of character.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm gonna stay in this room to stand guard at the door.
Okay. Very well. And y'all are aiming to take a long rest?
Yeah. Who had the earpiece? Was it Blue or
Yeah.
Julian? Okay.
One of the two you took off your earpiece. I don't recall which.
Julian gave her his earpiece.
Okay.
I'll turn on the Bluetooth. Hey, Miss Conley, it's a little bit worse than we thought, and we're all pretty rough. We had to pull back. We're going back in, but you guys doing okay?
So if I recall correctly, they left right as you guys were getting ready to go in.
Mm-hmm.
So after a moment, you hear back, well, I am. Sorry to hear that. I hope everyone is relatively in one piece. We are still on our way to the dunes. So, do you wish for us to continue with that mission? Do you keep it split for a little more efficiency, or do you require my assistance?
Keep going. Just watch your back.
Very well. They've behaved themselves as of yet. We will see how they do once we make it to the dunes. Rest well.
Anything happens, let me know.
Of course.
They haven't even made it there yet. God, we got our asses kicked quick.
Well, listen, we definitely got a lesson taught to us, but we are still alive, and they were, well, technically they were dead before we got there, but we're not dead, and they're double dead.
Lube looks around.
I am just busting out a pipe. I'm just gonna start smoking. I'm like, it's time to relax and rest for sure.
Did anybody see any water when you were looking around down here?
Yeah, they might have like freshwater barrels. They can't be drinking seawater.
Nobody checked.
I'm
Like
checking.
that extensively anyway.
Lube will hop down and look around in all the rooms and see if they have any sort of barrels or buckets or water basins of any sort down here.
Unimpressive, but it could be worse with a 12 on the investigation check.
It'll be all right. I can bless water to make it safe to drink. You don't got to worry about that.
I'll say with a 12, it's like the place is only so big. But with a 12, it kind of you're kind of bumbling your way, kind of having to go through room by room. You don't find any like big stored water barrels, but you do find several like smaller buckets that appear to have been like retrieved and are kind of like. And so there's the remain like in the cook room. There's in the pot, kind of in that little cauldron they were using as a cook pot. There's not water. It's like it looks like they may have been making stew at one point, but it's now been several hours, and it's just kind of grody. But you see several buckets. It looks like they retrieved it in small amounts. There don't really seem to be very many big barrels that are like entirely intact anymore. But the water in there is clean, if not like fantastic. Like it may have been sitting for a day or so.
I've got one use of purified food and water a day, so I'll use it to purify the water in there.
Sure.
Well, I don't think it's going to be enough from how he's describing it. Not for me.
It's several buckets.
Oh, right. I'm stupid. Sorry.
If y'all were able to get it all in one container, I'd say it would barely. You'd be having to like hold yourself, like really kind of squish yourself down into it to fully submerge yourself.
The cauldron?
No, Gloob will not get in the cauldron. If you suggest that, I care. Why? You get in it.
Too big. Also, I don't sleep in water.
Yes.
There is a secondary, not exactly the same as the cooking cauldron. It's a little bigger, and it's probably got like dirt and maybe some wood stuff. It was being used as a storage thing in this room right here. It is sitting in the middle. It's probably not the best thing ever, but at least it's not covered in stew. Or what used to be stew.
A cauldron. Yeah. Okay. What about these? I don't want to stay on this for too long, but what about these barrels in here?
So a lot of these barrels that are in these rooms do not appear to be watertight. They're just like regular storage barrels for dried goods and stuff.
Okay. I'll just sit on a wall right here. You guys go ahead. I'll listen out for the door. Glue will come over here and shut this door. And lean against it, and I'll just keep an eye out while I sleep.
Okay.
You need the rest, Blue.
It's not gonna help me if I'm not in water. So I'll go for it.
Well,
I'll
let's
rest
get you
enough
some
right
water.
here.
Why don't you just tell Ella to get you some water on the way back? That you need some to submerge in.
We don't know how long she's gonna be down there. It's fine. Y'all rest. I'll be fine.
With a perception check of 13, can I hear what they're saying?
I'd say so, yeah. It's not like they're keeping their voice down. I will clarify, Alex, that the one that is not full of stew, it would suffice. You'd have to kind of like knock the dirt and other dust out of it. It would like it's not gonna be pristine, but it would serve. It just might not be the most pleasant rest you've ever had.
He's not worried about the wood and the dirt, sleeping in swamp water and all that. He's
Right,
not gonna
okay.
sleep in a cauldron.
Okay, fair enough. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
But yes, I'd say it'd be pretty easy for you to get the gist of the conversation, Jacob.
Glue, but is it a thing of not enough water, or just
It's
not?
fine. It's fine. Let's get on. Let's get on. Shouldn't have
Alright.
asked. We're good.
I'm gonna sleep up against the door, so if somebody opens it, I'm gonna fall back.
All right, you're like the stone door.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are all starting to kind of fetch up where you can, and here trying to get at least a little bit comfortable. Gloob, you're not intending to take a rest.
Not a long rest. It's still
Right.
what, noon at this point. So by the time they wake up, we'll be looking at like 8 or 9 p.m. So
Right. Yeah. So yeah, probably it's
I'll
probably
take
like
a short rest.
a little afternoon, but yeah. So easy enough for you to take a short rest, but due to this kind of the nature of this, because the last time you had a long rest was before y'all left. So this would go, because how frequently do you need to be submerged in water?
24 hours.
Once every 24 hours?
Yeah, 1 hour for every 24 hours.
Okay. So you wouldn't quite have you're not quite running into that wall quite yet. But this would be starting to come up on you've gone actually almost 24 hours. You'll be close.
I mean, we got out of bed at 4 a.m.
Correct. Y'all went to sleep. Y'all went to sleep around like 10. So you're gonna be butting your head up against that time. So I'm not gonna say that you're gonna take a point of exhaustion, but
Right. I don't want to stay on it, but I slept in a tub until 4 a.m. the next morning, so
Right.
like the timer would reset at 4 a.m. Right, and not 10
right.
p.m.?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because you didn't
Okay.
you spent your whole night there. So yeah, that would I was thinking more of the no rest timer of you haven't slept.
Right.
You'll have not slept in almost 24 hours. So you're not really. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be suffering from exhaustion, but you're probably not gonna be at the top of your game either.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. So unless there's anything else anybody would like to do, is anybody keeping any kind of watch aside from Jakob near the door? And you said you're keeping watch in general. Okay. So if everybody just kind of wants to be where they are, put themselves where they are, going to be taking this rest.
Nope.
What?
Bart is not content on Gloob not being able to rest, so I'm going to try and do an investigation check to see if there are any maybe spare candles. Do what?
Sorry, I was looking at y'all's having to arrange things so y'all's cameras aren't covering up players is something I'm trying to monitor. Sorry. Continue.
If there's any way that we can make one of these larger containers at least semi able to hold water, maybe like finding candles to try and wax things over a little bit or whatever the case may be.
I mean, you can certainly try, but this is gonna be. This is an investigation. I guess investigation check to look for supplies, but then the deed itself will be a separate check.
16 plus some things. Not a lot though. I think it's only +1 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 17 total.
Not 20.
Okay. I will do my best to reward a nat 20 for as little as there is here.
Do they have water skins?
I'd say there were probably a couple around. Like that's some of where some of the water y'all grabbed. There were some buckets as well as a couple of the water skins that they had kind of
Like
been using.
each mercenary had a water skin. We can just sew together a really big water skin. It'll be like those cat bags for transporting cats in the car. Just glued with his head poking out
Does
the top.
anybody have proficiency with leatherworking tools?
Nope.
So even if all the mercenaries had one, which there weren't really enough, like a water skin. I don't know if a water skin is as big as you think it is, but it's like a little bigger than like your palm, like spread, not your palm, but like your hand spread out and then kind of up. It's like a big water bottle.
Well, water skins hold like a gallon of liquid. They're like a
Pretty hefty.
slightly oversized milk jug.
Still,
And
Gloob is how tall?
I'm like 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
We don't have the amount of water.
I'll say like there's you're able to find what few water skins are. It looks like maybe the mercenaries took some of theirs with them when they went down to the beach. So I'd say you're probably able to find like four. Like four. It doesn't look like there was one for each person who was here. But aside from those water skins, you're able to find like the candles that are currently on that altar in that room. Those are kind of burnt down a little bit. I'd say all told, you're looking at probably like 2.5 candles from there, and a handful of others from the other rooms. It looks like they've been been what they've been using for light a lot of the time. So I'll say you're totaling out at like 6 candles total, and they're not like big tall ones, like regular sized candles.
So we line the inside of the small crate with a Frankenstein combination of candle wax and pressing cut open water skins against the side.
it's worth a shot. I mean, Gloom's one of us and needs rest just the same. Domer, do you have anything that could help in a situation like this?
Damu,
I'm sorry, Domer.
yeah, let's check, shall we?
I'm super proficient in leatherworkers kits, and I got fabricate tub.
Damu thinks for a moment, and unfortunately, not anything for this for creating a container. I can create water, but I can't. I don't have anything that I can use to make the storage container itself.
All right. How much water can you create?
Oh, piss, guys. At this rate, y'all aren't gonna get any rest. Okay, Damo, come here. Y'all go to fuck to bed. And Jesus, Damo, come here. Fill the cauldron up.
Okay, to answer your question, I can make at a time about 10 gallons of clean water, and I didn't exhaust myself fully, so I can do that a few times.
All right.
So you wish me to fill the cauldron, Glue?
Yeah, come on. Stop looking. Come on in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look. I just want to make sure you're okay. All right. I'm just gonna close the door.
Very well. And Damo goes in there with you and is looking at it and is, well, like I said, I can create about 10 gallons. So, at a pop in, since we're about to rest, I could clean this out for you first, before filling it all the way up.
Reminds me of home, anyways. Go for it.
Okay. And just some more chanting, this time of a more reminding you of like the calm of the shore, like on the shoreline, of just gently lapping waves at the shoreline before wrapping up, and the blue being more prominent on their necklace this time before water jettisons out and fills the cauldron with ease.
Thank you.
Of course. Like I said, if you want it to be like less clean, if you want it to be cleaned out all the way, I can do that too first.
All good. Just close your door and don't let someone light a fire under me.
There's
see.
currently like this one's like completely sat on the floor. There's nothing like holding it up. There'd be nothing that could go under it. Yeah. This one was not being used as like a cook cauldron. This is like a storage cauldron kind of deal.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna see if one of those rooms still has their like something to lay down on. And makes their
luck.
way out. You can see kind of Bro out there who's kind of floating along beside them, and before Dami looks up and says, "Oh, well, I will see you later then." And Bro just kind of poofs out of existence, and Damu kind of starts peering into one room at a time, like making comments to themselves before taking the one that had previously belonged to Balin and walking in there. So, with that change, is anybody attempting to keep watch during this long rest?
I mean, we're doing a full long rest, right?
From what I understand.
Do a shift as per usual.
Okay.
I before Damu even comes back out of the room with Gloob, I kind of just propped up next to a couple of these sacks to finish smoking and am already asleep. So just wake me up when you need me.
I'm leaning up against the door.
Where do you? Oh gosh, y'all are all propped up in that same corner. You and Julian are y'all cuddling
No,
over there? Y'all cuddling in that corner? Lost
I
Bart.
can't even see them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right here.
Right, I can't see where they are.
Julian's right next to you.
Oh, yeah, you were. I'm.
Woo!
That's weird.
Yeah. Anywho, so Bart fast asleep, knocked out. Is there any particular order the rest of you would like to keep watching?
Wake me up when you need to watch.
Okay.
Or I'll take first watch. It doesn't matter.
Third, I guess.
Okay. I got Gloob,
Whenever
then
you're
somebody.
ready. Kind of like looking over at Bart's head, leaned over my shoulder, like.
With a
Wasted
lit
no
pipe
time.
in my hand.
With it. Yeah, he's
Gonna,
kind of.
like take that, like. Go ahead and put that out.
Okay. So did you say you're taking second, Julian?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we're going Gloob, Julian, Jakob, and then presumably someone will wake up Bart. All right. So starting off our watch, if I could get a perception check from you, Gloob, as you're kind of standing next to that entrance door.
A 12 plus 4 for a 16.
16. All right.
Yeah.
So for your 2-hour stint, nothing seems to catch your attention. You can't hear much. This door is a bit underground. You kind of like listening hard, and you might hear some of the wind from all the way up top. But other than that, nothing seems to transpire during your watch. So that brings us to Julian. So roll. Yes.
Before I finish my watch, just right before I'm about to fall, after I wake up Julian, I'm about to go. I'll just checking in again. It's been about 2 hours. You good?
So about 2 hours. It takes a moment, a solid like 5 count of silence before it responds to you. Yes, we've begun engaging.
Okay.
All right,
I will go to sleep.
Julian, roll a perception check for me.
For the record, he's gonna kind of stand right there near the doorway where he can see the stone door as well as the staircase.
Sure.
Be a 9. I am apparently not gonna roll above a 10 on these ability checks today.
It'd be like that sometimes. Things seems to pass without issue. You don't hear much. Not really anything at all.
As quiet as the grave.
Why? Nothing happens and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. Bring us to Jakob's watch.
All right. Oh. Think that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Very
Oh
nice.
yeah, dude.
So during your watch, are you keeping watch just by that stone door? Or do you change position at all?
I can see the other door from here, so
Sure.
I think that'll be where I'm at.
So you don't nothing for basically the whole time. You never really hear anything on the other side of the wall. Um, never really hear anything. You don't nothing. You don't hear, don't see anything until kind of right up near the ass end of your watch as you're kind of getting ready to go try to shake Bart awake from his stupor. Uh, you hear some voices getting closer before the door gets shoved open down here at at the bottom of the stair, and a wary group kind of comes stumbling in. Huh. Ella at the forefront, uh, just breathing hard, followed by Balin and 1, 2, 3 mercenaries. Uh, mercenaries looking a little worse for wear. The one bringing up the rear more so than the others. He looks to be kind of like holding his stomach, and you can see some bandages that look familiar, as if they may have come from this Conley's pack, as they kind of come trooping in. Which I didn't pull out their icon, their whatchamacallits, so I'll do that here real fast as they come trooping in, and seeing you all around. There's oh gosh, all the way over there. Okay, gravy. But Ella, kind of seeing you as the only one conscious, just kind of waves everyone to be a little quieter, perhaps. Jakob, all is well?
I'm gonna walk over to the table. Indeed, Miss Conley. Uh, I believe your numbers were one more. Did something happen?
No, these
Oh,
these are the same. Some a little worse for wear, uh, but we were able
oh.
to make it with no casualties.
I'm glad to see that they're still alive to be returned to Saltmarsh after this.
The one that's kind of in the back, kind of holding his stomach, barely. Balin at the front, who is definitely sweat streaked, and you can see several wounds on his person as well, though he doesn't look too terribly injured. Turns back. Quit your whining. You would be dead if not for this Conley's ability with herbs. So shush.
I I can move your beds into that room over there, and I'm gonna point over to the room that has the two cabinets and the bed on the floor in it.
This talk about this one back here.
Yes.
They just kind of look around, like, and seeing the closed door and the number of you aren't all out here. Just kind of that when Balin's that you shouldn't need to move ours, and he kind of like takes a couple steps over this way and is kind of glancing to his left into these rooms here. There's some usable beds between these two. Previous occupants, you all dealt with them, so
All
it
right.
should do us just fine.
Well, Miss Conley, can't offer you anything except for maybe a glass of wine, or a water skin of wine, and some rations. Not as good as Bart's cooking.
As the mercenaries all kind of turn and nod and are like, evening, and kind of make their way off, following Balin off to kind of split up between, not up the stairs, but off to these rooms to find what rest they can. Ella just kind of glanced over. That would little bite and little bit of drink would not go awry. It's been a long day.
Then I will give her one of my rations, and I will go into the room that Gloob is in and try to stealthily access the bag of holding to get a water skin of wine. To give.
Is the bag of holding with you in the cauldron, Glue?
No, I wouldn't have taken it in.
Okay.
And with a perception check at disadvantage, I got a 6. So
What was your stealth check, Jacob?
at disadvantage.
At
A 9.
disadvantage. A
Yes,
9.
I know it's at disadvantage.
Okay. Luckily for you, he wasn't still wearing it. Otherwise, that also would have required a sleight of hand check. But you're like, Gloob kind of, like as you kind of open the door and you clank a little bit, but he doesn't quite wake up, so you're able to fish in the bag and retrieve a skin of wine.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'll just hand her the water skin and the rations, and then yeah, just tell her that everybody's asleep right now, and we're on the tail end of getting back to clearing out the rest of what is down here.
Ah, I see. Gloob mentioned that you all had a bit of a hard time, kind of looking at yourself and kind of the two that are propped up in the corner. I can see that was true. What happened exactly? What did you encounter in there?
Did I see the two giant skeletons? I know I would have seen their bodies. I
Yeah,
guess.
y'all, you didn't see them active. You saw the remains.
Sure
Whoa.
shit heard them active.
You definitely heard
Yeah.
everybody, even the mercenaries and Ella included, heard them active.
There were two big ass skeletons leading into the area, and then a lot of traps. And then we found some treasure that I guess wasn't really treasure, it was some type of creature. Kind of looked like a chest.
Can't say I'm familiar, but it does sound quite harrowing.
And then we met some more skeletal fellows in the back. They seemed I don't know. I didn't expect skeletons to be able to talk. At least one of them was talking.
An intelligent skeleton.
Yeah. A little strange for me too. There's another one, kind of took a lot of hits. Didn't seem to want to go down. Had some type of magic around him.
Magic. It was a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Ah.
And two corpses. They seemed fresher than the other skeletons. Like they still had skin on them.
Were these zombies? A little more fleshy.
Yeah, I'd say that. Probably
Similar.
what they were.
Similar in practice to produce. They too tend to be a bit fresher. Though I'm curious how those so fresh were within these crypts. But it is concerning if there was one that was casting spells. It may have been formerly someone intending to go after lichdom or some other form of life beyond death, to extend it unnaturally. Spellcasters that get greedy and also pursue the necromantic arts. Many make their ends that way. Or not, if they're successful.
Sure, that's probably what whatever they were trying to do here. That priest.
Very concerning. And you had not slayed everything within.
Bart said he still heard something as we were leaving. We haven't been through everything.
I see.
And I'm gonna say there's definitely gonna be more traps.
I see. Well, Concerns for another day.
Indeed.
Well, one more day, anyway. She's kind of she's been sipping on from the wineskin and just takes one more kind of long pull on it. I believe, let me see. I'll retire myself. Looks around, looking at closed doors and seeing one that's open. I believe I'll take my rest there. As you,
Oh,
thank you. And
you're welcome.
stands and whoop, kind of closes the door behind her.
Did she leave the wineskin behind?
Oh yeah, she didn't take anything with her. She didn't even eat like the whole ration. She just kind of gnawed on some of the like dried jerky and took us a few sips of wine before kind of. You can tell like just looking at her as she's like she's tired. Like the bandages that wrap her right arm where you've seen her like activate her the glowing radiant energy on her blade are like they look pretty soaked red. And she looks pretty battered herself, but she's able to keep moving under her own power and does so.
All right. I'll grab the wineskin, but leave the rations.
All right. Yeet. Yeet.
And then continue my my watch.
All right. So like I said, you were there at the ass end, so you probably dink around for a few more minutes before going over and shaking Bart awake and going back to your own rest yourself. Bart.
Oh shit! Wait.
I will tell him that Connolly and the mercenaries are back. Some of the mercenaries looking a little rough, as well as Miss Connolly. She seems more tired.
All right. They need some healing.
Uh,
They're all right.
I'm
really good herbs.
Yeah, she used some of. At least it looked like she used some of those herbs on him. If you feel like healing him, that's up to you. But
if it was bad, they would have woken me up. I reckon.
yeah,
I'm not gonna bother them now if they're resting already.
yeah. Knowing the nature of their crimes, I'm not too inclined to heal them. So I'm gonna go lean up against that door again. Go back to sleep.
All right.
Right.
So
I'll,
Bart, one last perception check for me.
yeah, kind of scooch over here, keep an eye on the door.
All right.
One last perception check. 21.
21. Very nice. As you're creeping in, you know that around the time that Jakob woke you was later in the afternoon. So this like I'd say later in the evening. So you know that your watch is kind of taking you into the night.
All right.
And for about the first hour or so, you don't hear much of anything. But kind of into the last hour, periodically with a 21, which is very very solid. A couple of times you hear some scrabbling and snorts, like bestial. Good gracious, it makes me cough. Like, like not that loud, of course, but you can hear it near, kind of maybe midway down the stair, and you hear kind of claws kind of digging into some stone a bit above, and it fades away.
Like the staircase coming down in
Correct.
Here? Oh. Okay.
Like you hear it, like it initially approaches and you can very vaguely hear noise above, and it starts to come down the stair. It stops. Like not the noise, but it stops approaching before then fading back away up top and before you lose the sound altogether.
All right. Yeah, I'll wait it out. I'm not gonna open that door.
Very well. All right. So aside from that, though, the rest of your watch ends without incident.
Word.
So around that time, you know, you're wrapping it up. It's been quiet for probably about 20 minutes, like all clear for about 25 minutes or so, as you know the rest of you begin to come to consciousness.
Yeah, I'll take the last little bit of my rest to go ahead and get a little bit of food prepped up. Nothing like super cooked. I'll probably take the last of like the bread that I had to get everybody some nice little good berry jam and toast or something like that.
Sure.
And let's see, we have the four of us, and then there are 3 mercenaries and shit.
It is worth noting that by the time your watch ends, all PCs plus Damu are coming to consciousness. Neither the mercenaries nor Miss Conley have stirred as of yet.
Right. Well, I was gonna make some to leave for them. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make enough for 10 people.
Okay, sure.
Because I mean that's good berries. So there you go.
So you got 10 uses. So you get 10 berries. I mean that's about on the nose as many like stomachs as you've got, because we got 4 of you, Damu, Conley, 3 mercenaries, Balin. So 4 mercenaries plus their captain total, including their captain. So you got good berry jam slices.
Yeah. You just kind of mix them in with like other probably better tasting jam. I don't know how good berries taste. They could be really horrible, right? But
I mean, I'd say they're probably like relatively bland because they're like purely nutrition, right? It's
right.
almost pure nutrition.
22, I can mix them in with some other preservatives pretty
Sure.
well. Sprinkle a little bit of like powdered sugar from the spice pack.
Absolutely. I'd say like taking like mix and matching some like extra stuff. You're say couldn't really tell the difference from regular jam. It's just a lot more filling.
Right. So then,
Have you ever wondered what ceiling caulk tasted like? That's a good thing.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking more along the lines of like the
Oh,
nutrient cubes that they have in like, was it the Republic Commandos books, that they're just like almost completely flavorless because it's just pure nutrition.
See, but nutrition doesn't necessarily taste good. Like imagine like crunching up a multivitamin.
This is also
then multiply-
magical, okay? So some of it is gonna be negated. But yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. So the rest of you wake up. Bart has prepared some slices of bread with a weird smattering of jams as well as a little bit of sugar on top. And y'all are munching away, including Damu, who comes out.
Yum.
Super
Breakfast.
of the day. We cheated. I'm gonna wrap one of the breads up in like a paper, and then like try to quietly open Ella's door and drop it at the door.
I was
Make a
just
stealth
leaving the
check
rest
for
of the
me.
table for the people to get them as they needed. But
I'm not leaving the bread out for that to be tampered with.
fair enough.
16.
16. Okay.
It
You-
may be negated by what I'm about to do.
Oh
Because
god.
Gloob doesn't know she's here.
Okay.
Ella, are you okay?
So as
You just get caught sneaking into her room.
I'm not sneaking. I'm literally just going.
So as you're opening the door and starting to like put this down, you do notice that Ella has a drawn sword as well as her shield right next to the bed, like ready to go, like sleeping in full gear, like didn't undress at all, like lunges awake immediately, like sword in hand, coming up like ah.
Sorry, I'm just dropping off your breakfast. I didn't want to leave it out there in case it got messed with. I think we're gonna be heading back in. Just to give you a warning.
Just
Ella, come in. Are you doing
very,
okay?
very well. And you just hear both verbally and in your head, "Yes, Gloob, I am fine."
Oh, shit.
You just hear her voice kind of coming out of that room.
Ella's here. say
Well,
to Bart.
She,
Yep. He's just kind of look down at the other 4 pieces of bread.
she's looking at you, Jakob. If it is treacherous as you say, would you like for me to accompany you?
I think you've done a lot. You should get your rest. I'll ask the group. But I mean, at least in my
Yeah, you
opinion,
can stay
you've
if
done
you
a
want
lot.
to. Wait, what?
She wants to know if she should come along or not. I think I mean, she did all that work at the dune.
Oh,
Yeah, she's had a long day. I mean, she don't gotta come with us. I thought you were gonna ask something completely different, but don't worry about it.
very well. If that changes, I'm much closer than I was earlier today. If things go south, Blue, alert me, and
And by the way,
I will get there as quickly as possible.
you're gonna want to put someone on guard about around dusk, maybe dusk 30 or so. However, time works in half past 7.
Monkey's ass.
One of them crawlers, creepy jumping fellas from the woods, skulked on up to the door, was sniffing around, and then left. So maybe they know better not to try and open it. Maybe it was supposed to be getting food around this time. Might be coming back. Might be more angry or ornery. Just be careful.
I see. I'll communicate with the rest. Make sure we are not
Right.
taken unawares.
Yep.
Well, I wish you luck, and as I said, if things begin to look dire, slaughtering undead is my chosen vocation, so do not hesitate.
I'm sure if things are going real bad, Gloop will wake you up.
Oh
Very
yeah,
well.
you'll hear me. You'll just hear me scream. Maybe not in the ear. You might just hear me scream in general. But wait, where are the other ones?
Which ones?
They're
The mercenaries?
Yeah.
They have bunked up on the other side in some of the remaining rooms.
Luke gets up immediately and goes over to those rooms.
Sure.
Open the rooms.
All
No
right.
knock. I just open.
No knock. Yeah, let's see here. They're pretty fucked up. Oh wow. Balin wakes up. He just kind of, he just kind of jerks up from a pallet that you see in that room with the statues. Evening. Something I can do for you.
He just sits there and stares and twists his rapier a little bit and then shuts the door back.
Okay.
DM, do these doors open out or into the room? I know that's a weird question. Sorry.
They open outward. The other 3 mercenaries do not budge. You open their door, same, and you just see like none of them are just laid out. You see that they've kind of got their pallets arranged in such a way that like some of them are kind of like none of them are laid all the way down. A lot of them are kind of propped up on stuff, but they're out cold.
Yeah. All accounted for though.
Yep. You've counted 4 out of 4. You note that while Balin isn't like, you definitely saw like some bandages and like some stuff on Balin, like he looked a little banged up. So one of the mercenaries is especially banged up. The other 2 look also worse for wear. So.
Okay. Miss Conley, you're gonna be finishing your rest. I assume I'll wake you up if we have any other issues, and I'll look to the rest of my party. We don't need to leave these guys up and able to roam while Ella's sleeping. Now we can take this table and place it in front of it with some other things, other heavier things, and barricade them in the rooms, or whatever we want to do.
That makes sense.
But we don't need them to let them roam about.
Are the doors like they're depicted in Tailspire?
Yeah.
With that kind of like circular handle.
Yeah, like none of them appear to lock. They just kind of open and close.
Then I would like to take the rope that I have on me and loop it through both the door handles,
Mm-hmm.
and then tie it in the middle so the doors can't open.
Yep. Roll a dexterity check for me.
Can I assist him in doing this? Oh,
I would
yeah.
say so.
Well, man, I really hope this second dice rolls a lot better. It does. Cool.
Nice.
Let's see. That's gonna be 17.
17.
First one was a natural 1.
Nice. It just falls off. But with a 17, you know, like in the middle, Gloob's like, no. Like, just kind of pointing you out as like you're about to tie a knot that was just immediately going to fall apart, but kind of redirects you a little bit, and you tie it in what feels pretty solid.
I'd still like to put the table against them just as backup, maybe.
All right, I'll help them move the table as well.
At the very least, it'll be a slow and loud process for them to get out.
Elle's just kind of watching y'all like, quite frankly, I'm not sure all that's necessary, but it doesn't hurt.
Better safe than sorry.
I'm small and not very strong, so I'm just watching.
Like a little bit of time kind of and at one point, like it's loud moving it as well. Balin wasn't quite back to sleep yet, and he just kind of clunk. His face just kind of appears in the slit and is like,
Go back to sleep.
I will squeeze toast through there. That's for you. They think that you're gonna slit people's throat in the middle of the night. Don't worry, we're not gonna leave you in there.
I would hope not, but worst comes to worst, I guess if you did just leave, we could force our way out eventually. But if it makes you feel any better, I want nothing to do with what's out there right now. So takes a bite and is like, well,
you know, that's actually kind of a good point. If one of those things comes in here, Ella's gonna have to deal with it by herself if all these people are locked up.
She can call me on the earpiece, and I'll run back. I'm faster than any of them. She'll be able to hold them off until I get back at the very least. I'm not letting them loose with her alone. And I'm not letting them loose, period.
He just kind of through the slit just lifts the piece of toast. Well, good luck to you then, because we're kind of screwed otherwise. So he just lets the door shut the rest of the way.
All right.
All right. That's what you're doing, gentlemen. You have slid a table as well as tied. Y'all feel pretty secure about this. Like at the very least, as you said, it'll be a noisy process for them to undo.
Pulls out a couple of master locks he got from the swamp and flicks them on the doors.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's. They'd be purely for show. They actually wouldn't lock anything. You'd be like, I have locked the handle. So he just pushes it open. Just pushes it open like, huh.
Doorknobs, how did they work?
These don't have doorknobs.
Turns out Gloob just found a chest full of immovable rods.
All right.
Nice.
Alright. Let's do it to it.
Oh,
Get to a movable rods, you can climb anywhere.
Right?
All right. So gentlemen, I think we should probably, gentlemen and Damu?
Yes,
So,
Damu. It's my
I
name.
would call you gentleman or lady. I don't want to call you the wrong thing.
Just kind of shrug at you.
All right. Damu it is. I think we should probably sweep back through and search the areas that we've missed before getting back to the places that we've been, just to make sure nothing pops out behind us.
Right. There was something moving down there last night, so don't expect any of the areas that we were in to be clear or clean. Keep your eyes and ears sharp as a dagger.
DM, I know we didn't get a chance to inspect it, but on Tailspire there's a giant pile of gold in that room where we killed those undead things. Is
Mhm.
that what it looked to be?
No, as
Okay.
described last session, it wasn't like a random pile of gold. It wasn't as haphazard as the previous room had been. But there were a couple of smaller chests. It was kind of like in that up against that back wall. There was like several containers and bags that looked not like so massive, but a little more neat and tidy, kind of shoved in that back. But you could see the glint of some gold and other things.
Okay. So what you're saying, Jakob, is you want to clear where we haven't been first and then go to where we have been?
Yes.
I can sneak ahead again this time.
Oh.
I actually, I got something that might work out a little bit for us. Are there like any pieces of stone or brick or anything like that are around here, like a hefty size something?
Define hefty. There's plenty of like smaller bits of rubble. Most of the bigger stuff it looks like they cleared out.
Something for an unseen serpent to kick around and trigger traps with.
I mean, you'd probably have like roll an investigation check for me. We'll see.
14.
14. I'd say the best you're gonna find is like something about the size of like a baseball.
Okay. I got an invisible buddy I can get to maybe go through and trigger something nasty ahead of us.
Oh yeah, do that.
All right.
Damu does pipe up. I can do that magic I did earlier today to detect more of the traps.
How many did you detect last time?
I
There
only
was a lot in there.
I only got to use it the once, and unfortunately our positioning didn't really grab anything the one time I used it.
Right.
We were in that room that had the chest that bit me and stuck to me and stuff with the armor that was hitting things.
Right.
The trap you didn't detect.
There was no trap in that room, from what I recall.
That was a trap, if you ask me.
Apparently, the magic does not consider it so. Doesn't take living creatures into account.
I would like to place torches at every trap, as the people of Saltmarsh are going to be, coming into this area and living here. We need to make sure that they know what is dangerous, what's not.
Right. Yeah, we can make sure to do that before we leave for sure. But
Okay.
let's go, I guess. So we'll get the piece of whatever it was, and I'll cast a light on it so you can see what the unseen servant's doing and send it bumbling around, trying to trip anything and depress anything that it can.
We don't think we want to keep a
Woo.
low profile.
Almost broke my
That
wall.
maybe they think we left for good. Maybe we can catch them off guard.
I mean, we can do that if you like.
I think an element of surprise.
We're not gonna catch any of the traps off guard, is my thinking.
No, but you
Wait.
said you heard something down here, right?
Right.
Just a thought. I'm with the group.
I mean, we don't gotta do it this way. It's whatever y'all prefer.
Jakob,
Whatever's down there, we're gonna probably have to fight it one way or another. I just figure this way we may have a little more skin on our knees before we get there.
That is true. How far ahead can you send this servant of yours?
About 60 feet.
Okay, so I mean, you'd be able to check smaller hallways. I think we should probably do that because it seemed like there's a heck of a lot of traps in this area. Now
Okay.
I'd hate for you to hit one of them.
I could try to make him do it as quiet as possible. Press it down. Trigger whatever can be triggered.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Sounds good. I'll follow in Bart's.
Quick question about the movement of the unseen servant. What is the movement type of unseen servant?
I'm pretty sure it has some sort of levitation, if I'm not certain.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
It is a mindless, shapeless force.
Right.
So I'm gonna assume it floats.
I think it's not so much a cohesive entity as much.
Right. It floats. Essentially.
The idea is for him to exert pressure on the object.
Right. With
to
a
make
rock.
Sure yeah.
I understand. I just want to make sure. Okay. So as you all make your way, woo, Damu just gonna cheat, hop on top of the maze. Damu kind of bringing up the rear for you guys as you make your way back to the entrance of this this area you guys had been in previously. Oh man, let's see here.
Could we expedite and head back to the room with the fight with the dead things, taking the same route we did the first time?
It's up to you guys.
Just
Sure. Let's just make sure that we listen and look on our way there, I guess.
I had suggested that we check the areas we hadn't been so we don't get attacked from behind.
Right.
Also, as you guys are entering, as you guys are all kind of walking in, if everybody give me a perception check real quick.
Sure. That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Very nice.
well, I can't top that. I have a 17.
17?
13.
Okay. 13. Gloob?
17.
17. 2 17s, a 13, and a natural 20. So we're just going to start with a natural 20 because this is very early on. So it's kind of as you guys were shuffling your way in, and I would say everybody except the 13 would notice, but definitely Bart, even farther back in the kind of in the marching order, does immediately notice the Minotaur bones have been moved a bit. They're not quite exactly as y'all left them.
Looks like somebody was definitely messing with them bones that were here last night or earlier today. Does it seem like they've just been like moved around, or does it seem like there are less of them?
Roll an investigation check for me.
I will assist.
Oh,
Sure.
right.
Roll with advantage.
Good thing that was a 6. That was a 16.
Yeah!
So 17 total.
17. It looks like maybe a couple are missing, but not very many. Like mostly it looks like they've been shifted around a little bit.
Right. If they took some of these bones, I don't think too many of them were missing, but yeah, there's definitely things moving around in here last night or today. It's gonna be weird when we get outside again.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to check the areas we haven't been yet. If there's definite signs that something's been here, we can't just rush ahead.
All right.
All right.
Give me one of those big bones. A thin one, but light. Some
Like a rib cage.
Yeah.
Sure. Or like one of the like the thinner bones of like of a forearm or whatever. Easy enough to do.
Okay.
You have to sort around a little bit because a lot of them got fucked up and are like really brittle from the acid and cold damage. You get one that's it might not hold up if you hit something with it, but it seems to be doing okay for now.
My poking stick. I'm gonna be poking the floor in front of me.
Understood.
'Cause I almost fell through the floor a couple of times.
You did. All right. So, how are y'all proceeding?
You could say that you're checking it in a radius around you.
So I will say that this right here is no longer burning. that kind of torch y'all left right there did. You see the burnt out remains of it kind of sat there on that side, like in front of the illusory pit.
As long as it's marked.
If we're not going to where we were, then who knows? We went right. I will go
Goddamn.
straight.
Yeah, that's the
No,
fucking
there's
area of
a
magical effects right there.
And you let me know. I'm gonna move a 5-foot square at a time, and I'll be poking 5 feet all around me if I can. So I get 5 feet in front of me in these narrow hallways, and then 5 feet
Okay.
on either side of me right here.
So currently you're sitting right there. Tap tap, tap tap. Nothing.
Left or right?
To your right with your dark vision goggles, you do see 2 closed doors.
I see. I have 2 doors to my right, and it looks like just a T-split at the end of the hallway here.
Let me check something. Okay, I don't remember that then. I rolled a 2 to try to remember something.
Are you carrying around your? Do you have a spiritual weapon summon right now, Bart?
No, I was using that to be my unseen servant.
That's your unseen servant. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, what's going on here? All right, yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I should have said something. Sorry.
You're fine.
I guess we should go to the left because we kind of went to the right last time, unless
Okay.
somebody else thinks.
All right,
Otherwise-
you just let me know when you want me to try to use this thing, and if you want it.
If I see something beforehand, and I'll be looking out for traps on the way.
Okay. Are you rolling investigation checks?
Yeah. However you want me to do this, I will be physically tapping the floor because
Right.
of what happened to me yesterday.
Illusory
But
chasm.
I'll
Yeah.
also be looking for. I saw Julian trip over a tripwire, so I'll look for tripwires. I'll look for, I don't know, spaces in the ceiling that might fall down, anything that might fuck my life up.
I got you. Go ahead and roll. We'll just go ahead and roll one first investigation check for me.
I am not the one for this. That is a natural 1.
Currently, you're not seeing anything. You're just kind of like your goggles are kind of uncomfortable, so you're kind of like having to reach up and adjust them. Like they weren't originally meant for a froggy dome.
I would have assisted you, but I can't see shit down here without the light.
Tap, tap,
So
tap, tap,
before you
tap.
do that, I would like you to make a
Okay.
dexterity saving throw as you step onto this square.
Shit. My tap didn't do anything.
I rolled percentiles for it because it's a tripwire. So if your
All right,
tap
that
tap
dice is
goes
going to
over,
hell. It's not going to succeed, whatever it is. I rolled a natural 3 plus 8 for a total of 11.
okay. Unfortunately, similar to what you saw do something bad to Julian before, some rocks fall out from the ceiling, landing on top of you for 15 points of bludgeoning damage. It's just kind of like pummeling you across the shoulders and the head. The sharply like bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush out there immediately and help him. Me and the servant will both help him get rocks off of him.
He's like shoveling off, and it's like
You
you
all right?
got him up to about the knees of rubble.
That
Yeah.
looked really painful.
It hurt.
You good?
You sure you don't want me to use the invisible guy?
I mean, yeah, I thought he was right beside me. I thought that's what was happening.
No, okay, yeah, I can do that then.
Okay, so is the in front of him?
Yeah, if we're gonna do that to where the invisible dude's gonna go in front of him, then yeah, I'll start having it just sort of.
Shit. Okay, that was my misunderstanding. I thought he was with me the whole time.
I'm gonna go ahead and start having him try to trigger things in front of him. Can we see? Did he notice how this one was triggered?
I mean, after the fact, you can definitely look around and like moving the rubble out of the way. You can see the thin, what was a thin wire previously that was snapped by Gloob's passage.
All right. We'll just have it press and move up around, I guess, like a floor to human knee height, and just sort of move along, pressing every couple of feet. And you forward.
All right. Now, so y'all once again have come to another intersection.
All right. You going left or going right? What's the plan?
Our left is back towards where we came from. But
There could be something sleeping over there.
That's true. I mean, let's go that way just to make sure, because I mean, we know that it can't go too far.
Okay. Y'all are going left.
Just mosey on through.
All right. So as y'all are clipping right along, right around here, when your unseen servant gets there, and you said it's just kind of dunking its rock.
Yeah.
Every now and then,
Yeah.
right around when it gets to that one, you see it goes to dunk its rock, and it just disappears for a second before pulling it back up. And it,
Yeah, that's
and
the
it comes
whole.
back.
Does the illusion just have it visibly fall down, or does the light, when the rock falls down, does the light go out?
It cuts it off.
Oh shit!
Like it's a purely illusory surface, so it goes through it, and it blocks the light, and it comes back up. So you have light, darkness, light, and then your unseen servant starts to move forward again to continue its mission. And if I could get another quick round of perception checks from everybody.
Sure. 15 for me this time.
Hey, I'm gonna get an actually good ability roll. 21.
Okay.
I'm not a very perceptive boy with a 9.
9, 21, and what was that for Gloob?
17 again.
17. For those that rolled,
list of sub-10s earlier.
for those that rolled like above 13, just from this end of the hallway, y'all just hear a kind of deep guttural just kind of echoing down the hall. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah, shit.
Real quick, just so I don't forget for next week, I am gonna pass Gloob a torch to
Sure.
up there.
Good. Throws it down the hole.
Shit.
Marked it.
Push Gloob.
God.
Oh, goddamn. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Those that showed up here, and it was a good time. I know we had some people swing through and some people leave, so thank you guys. If any of y'all are still around, I think I saw some names I didn't really recognize. So if you're brand new, thank you for coming by, and drop a follow if you're enjoying it. But if you're just only in here every now and then still thank you. We appreciate your presence and support. It means a lot. Thank you guys, of course, for coming to play. I had a fun time tonight as we're kind of getting more into this dungeon here. But
Classic dungeon crawling.
yeah. So we'll get a little our last kind of our shout outs out of the way once more. We are still doing our good old charity drive for Extra Life. So they are the benefiting children's hospitals across the continental North America. Specifically, the one we are benefiting here with our drive is the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. So it is a worthy cause. It's helping out kids who are who aren't doing so good. So open up your hearts and your wallets down below at that link. You can possibly win some cool prizes along the way. And I know I see we did our Kickstarter, but that for Brittany has been funded once again, so that's really fucking cool. So those spellbound pins should be coming out, and hopefully that means these will be wildly successful, and she'll be able to make more designs based off of more cool spells from D&D. So who knows, if you kind of keep an eye on I don't know how she's planning on doing it. Maybe she'll take requests, she'll do like a poll, I don't know, that'd be fucking neat. if we could do that. But you know, it's however she's gonna do it. But we'll see what neatness she has coming up next.
That
And
invisibility pin will be the best one. It'll just be an empty box.
Blank, just a blank pen. Like nice, you got it spot on. But
just because it got funded, you can still, there's 25 hours left. You can still get those pins and those stickers.
Absolutely.
How it look like it'll just be a dotted line of an object.
It's a dotted outline of a person.
Yeah.
Just a dot. I like that. It's pretty cool. We gotta take some notes.
No,
But
I still like the idea of you open your box and there's just nothing in it.
Nothing.
You're just like, oh, it's the invisibility pin.
Anywho, as per usual, we are gonna round off the night with a raid of a fellow TTRPG community content creator. We're gonna do Dice Cream Sandwich because they're actually online tonight, and their name brings me lots of joy because I love it. But so yeah, we're gonna hop in there for a raid, go say hi, and give them some love because everybody around here is doing good work and doing their best. So we'll talk to y'all later on this Wednesday for Tavern Talks. Hopefully, assuming we don't have any more PC related issues this week, fingers crossed. And of course on Saturday for our Eberron game, which is DM'd by Jonesy, aka Gloob. So that has a lot of us in there, and we're doing some stuff. Things are going, things are happening. But hey, I'll talk to y'all all later. Bye.